Show, weekdays at noon.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Could be some bad news for the Dallas Cowboys against the Jets this weekend. Wide receiver Brandon Cooks did not practice yesterday or today. He's dealing with MCL issues. Thursday Night Football is tonight. Vikings head to Philly to take on the Eagles. You can catch that game on your home for Thursday Night Football. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 6:30. And the Houston Rockets are attempting to trade guard Kevin Porter after a felony assault. Stupid.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. It's the day after Hump Day. It's a Thursday. We've got football tonight on the Amazon Prime. We've got football tonight here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Eagles, Vikings, brought to you by Yingling Traditional Lager.
But I don't know what to think about either one of those teams. Philadelphia, somehow managed to get out of New England with a victory. Minnesota stunk up the place to a horrible quarterback in Baker Mayfield.
How do you hate Baker?
And so I don't know how to figure this. You got to figure Philadelphia's the better team. They should bounce back, right?
I don't know. Now, granted, he disputed this in the Netflix series, quarterback. Kirk Cousins has a crappy record in primetime spotlight games, although he said that's the reputation, but look at all these game balls that I have. I can only go with what my eyes tell me, and those game balls were dusty. So he doesn't play well in Philadelphia, and they've got offensive line issues. I believe the Vikings are going with their backup center tonight, and I know the Eagles have a couple of really good Georgia Bulldogs right in front of that center. It might be a long night for Kirk Cousins if he actually survives the night.
Interesting, though, because Vegas is must be getting some money on the Vikings. That the line started, I think, at 7.5. I saw yesterday where it had come down to 6. Not sure exactly where it is now. So I guess there's some people out there that have some faith in one Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, and we'll see. And that's the beauty in the NFL. It's such a short season, but we really don't know about a lot of these teams yet. We all overreact to game, but it's hard to make long-term judgments on a lot of teams that did not play well in week 1. That doesn't mean they're not going to get their stuff together. And I do think you put the Philadelphia Eagles in that category, but you could also put the Minnesota Vikings in that category.
I have to believe, though, that the Philadelphia Eagles saw, number one, what the Cowboys did last week and saw what the San Francisco 49ers did last week. And they may want to say, hey, we belong with those two teams, and we need to show it. And look, there's no shame in going down to New England against Belichick and grinding out a win. But you're home tonight. You need to make a statement against the Minnesota Vikings.
Look, they've been tailgating since before the sun came up in Philadelphia.
Exactly right.
They're ready for this game.
They've been tailgating since, August, getting ready for this game. Are you kidding me?
Thursday Night Football. It's going to be a fun one tonight. Now, it's a good reminder to get your picks made, especially with the game tonight. Our Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Hey, awesome tickets, Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Go to sasportstar.com. Get your weekly picks in, starting with tonight's game, Eagles and Vikings. Weekly winners get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware over there on Thousand Oaks. Get your picks in. Now, Rob Thompson from R&R in the Morning was the leader of our Pick'em Challenge after week 1. That can't happen.
What do they say about the blind squirrel?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the broken clock and all of that. Now, we're in a variety of Pick'em groups. I won a Pick'em group last week.
That's good.
I was very happy about that.
Thanks to the Jets, right?
Yes.
That was the cherry on top.
Yes, although the way that one works, even if the Jets had lost because the game was low, I took the under, and so I would have won either way. The money was in my account prior to the end of that game when it was clearly the victory was in my spot, which I was very happy about. So our digital guys, they had both R&R in the Morning and us here on the Blitz pick against a baby.
A baby.
A baby. There's a little kid.
I'd say a little baby, like
It's
1, 2
little
years
baby.
old.
Well, I mean, it's at the walking age, but
Two,
not
maybe, right?
not at the talking age. It grabs things. It walks up to the counter, grabs mini helmets. Apparently, this baby went 12-5 last week.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, very viral on TikTok. I'm told that's good. So Rob and Rudy made a video picking against this week's baby picks, and then you and I made a video picking against these this baby. You and this baby have a lot of issues. I mean, Joe Reinagle gets very angry at this baby for the picks that this baby made.
Well, and I'm very complimentary on some as well.
Well, but when it's all said and done, we're going to see who picks better. Us, R&R in the morning, or a diaper-wearing baby on TikTok.
And you can check that out. It's on almost all the socials. I know it's on Twitter.
It's on Twitter. It's on Instagram. I believe we do have a TikTok, although I still don't have TikTok. They set one up for me, but I still don't have access to it.
I don't look at TikTok that much. I'm more of a Twitter guy, Instagram kind of guy. But I don't know. It was fun to do that. Although the baby was quick. Yeah, you really didn't have time to add any flavor.
The baby was quick.
She was quick, running up there, grabbing helmets, throwing them.
Well, it's an edited video.
It is.
I don't know that the baby was actually moving that fast in real life.
Well, she needs to slow down. Whoever edited that thing, they need to slow down.
You only
a little
have
bit
so much time, man.
I want to comment on it, and it's like,
you want to argue with a baby. You want to argue with somebody that
Yes!
won't argue back.
Exactly.
You want to just sound smarter to somebody.
Well, she made some great picks, and then she made some that were, just kind of
You
dumb.
about lost your mind when she picked the Titans to lose this week.
Well, because she picked the Titans. If you watch the video, tell me I'm right. She picks the Titans. Minnick's up. Oh, hey, she picked San Diego.
Well, it's the LA Chargers.
Whoever.
She wasn't around. Not even a twinkle in her daddy's eyes when the Chargers were in San Diego.
I hate the fact that they're the LA Chargers.
Did the baby actually pick Tennessee?
Yes.
I mean,
watch the video. The baby picks Tennessee. I'm telling you.
No, the baby picks the Chargers. I'm watching the video right now. She started to pick Tennessee and thought better of it. Like most people would.
Exactly. Well, look, I agree with that.
She thought better of it.
I don't want to give.
She teased Joe Reinagle, the noted Titans fan on this show.
I don't want to give her, undue credit for something she didn't do, because if she wanted the other team, she picked up the Titans helmet.
Now, here's the reality with the video that we made. James Pledger did the intro for both us and R&R in the morning. What the hell is up with James Pledger's hair and his outfit today? I mean, when you watch the video and you look at James Pledger's hair, he looks 40 years older than he really is.
It looks a little gray. I'm going to tell you, it's the first pick, and she grabs the Tennessee Titans helmet,
and then thinks better of it and grabs the Chargers helmet.
She actually picked both helmets up, but she actually lifted the Titans helmet. So I'm taking that as she picked Tennessee.
But the video says the W was under the Chargers helmet. I'm going with the scoreboard. I'm going with just watch the video, people, and tell us what you think.
Yeah, please.
And comment on James Pledger's hair. He spent a lot of money on that. He's trying to look 40 years older than he really is. We've got a loaded show today. Noted New York Jets fan. Probably a bigger Jets fan than Fireman Ed.
I don't know about that, but okay.
Mike Greenberg.
Yeah.
Greeny. From Get Up. Is going to join us in about 20 minutes from right now at 2:30.
Does he realize he's coming smack dab into the middle of Cowboys country?
He's not a dumb guy, so I would have.
Wow.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if he's searching for sympathy.
He wants to talk a little trash.
I don't know if he's calling to talk trash, if he wants to bet paychecks, whatever the case may be.
No, we're not going to do that.
Dude, I'd love to get one of his paychecks.
Well, so would I, but if he wins, I don't want to have to pay him what his paycheck is.
He would laugh at ours.
Yes, he
This
would.
is what you guys get. I mean, they're kind of the same. He just has a lot more zeros.
Yes, a lot more.
Yeah, Greeny at 2:30. We're also going to talk with Stephen Jones today.
Yep.
Scheduled for 4:30. We'll see if he's actually at 4:30 or the schedule movement that might take place. Who knows? Although talking to his schedule keeper earlier today. We are on track for 4:30.
Okay.
We will see.
We'll
Plus,
get Steven eventually, though.
The great John McClain will join us at 5:15. It's also a Thursday What's on Tap, brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint. If you're in a band, if you've got a gig, you've got an event this week, you want us to talk about it, at Joe Reinigle 210, at Jason Minix. What's on Tap coming up just before 6 o'clock tonight. The Dallas Cowboys offense needs to get into high gear against the New York Jets, but they could be without a star wide receiver. We'll get into that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Jets at 2:30 p.m.
Deep down the right side. Oh, it's caught at the 45, 40, Pollard, 20, 10, Pollard. Good night, nurse.
Presented by A-Best Bail Bonds, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Imagine getting an impressive cash offer on your home and then selling it for more. Yeah, that happens all the time with Orchard. Getting paid more than you thought is Orchard's goal, even in this market. It's simple. Orchard sells homes faster and for more money, with the majority of homes selling in under 30 days. That's right, under 30 days. And Orchard handles everything, including paint, repair, list, and showing your home. And they'll make your listing stand out with price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost to you. And here's my favorite part. You just relax as Orchard and their expert agents do all the work, bringing buyers to you by prepping and promoting your home. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Let Orchard help maximize your sale price. Look, with so many companies trying to lowball you, Orchard works hard to get you top dollar. Want to sell your home for more? I sure would. Learn how to maximize your sale price and get a free valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. If you have big dreams or big projects, we hope you'll consider Ewald Kubota. From small Kubota compact tractors to construction equipment, Kubota is a name you can trust. Or if you aren't committed to buying just yet, we have a full line of equipment you can rent by the day, week, or month. We can even deliver it to your work site. Ewald Kubota is committed to providing excellent customer service and satisfaction. So come by one of our 11 locations. We look forward to serving you. Or visit us on the web at ewaldkubota.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy, and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the H-E-B in McCreeless Market, located at 4100 South New Braunfels Avenue in San Antonio from 9 a.m. to 12 noon on Saturday, September 23rd. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate tour presented by H-E-B.
Announcing the newest addition to Mercedes-Benz of San Antonio, the brand new commercial van center featuring Sprinter vans. Our Sprinter sales and service center brings you affordable vans designed for any need. Get competitively priced options with any of our work vans, 15-passenger vans, and even conversion vans. Plus, take advantage of our new mobile service van. When you're too busy to come to the dealership, we'll come to you. See Mercedes-Benz of San Antonio or visit sprintervansofsa.com.
The San Antonio Quarterback Club is celebrating their 76th year. If you love football, come to the San Antonio Quarterback Club meetings every Tuesday at 11 a.m. at the Corey Golf Club. The San Antonio Quarterback Club is a proud supporter of Gridiron Hero Spinal Cord Injury Foundation, and this week's guest speakers are Trinity head coach Jeremy Urban and North Texas head coach Eric Morris. That's Tuesday, 11 to 1 at the Corey Golf Club for lunch and football talk at the San Antonio Quarterback Club. For more information, go to saqbclub.com. If you're heading to the Dome Friday night for the college football game, before you get there, pregame with the Blitz Friday from Maddie McMurphy's down on Houston Street as we say goodbye to this Texas icon.
Yeah, join us for the show, but then hang around for the amazing specials and features from Carbach Brewing Company, Hopadillo, Love Street, all your favorite Carbach beers.
That's the Blitz Friday before the game at Maddie McMurphy's downtown on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Football season means grilling season, and Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks is your one stop for all your tailgating and home gating needs. With one of the best grilling sections, Five Oaks Ace Hardware has a huge selection of Traeger, Weber, Big Green Egg, and Blackstone, plus all your grill accessory needs with over 300 spices and rubs, over 20 brands of charcoal, wood chips, pellets, and everything you need for tailgating or home gating. Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks near Jones Maltzberger.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All-Star Sports Radio. Celebrating their 30th year, our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem. And it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hike the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe, I'm Jason. Mike Greenberg will join us in about 10 minutes. Tomorrow, the Blitz is going to be live downtown at Maddie McMurphy's Irish Sports Bar. You're heading down to the UTSA Army game. Come pregame with us out of Maddie McMurphy's. It's their final weekend. They're shutting that thing down this weekend. So one last big old bash down there. Pregame UTSA Army in the 3 o'clock hour. We'll talk more about that game. Plus, we've got a family 4-pack of tickets to give away. UTSA Army, courtesy of our friends at USAA.
That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Should be a great day all the way around. Maddie McMurphy's, good show out there. And then the football game, Army, UTSA. It'll be a great day.
And I don't have Friday night football, so I've got to figure out what I'm going to do on my Friday night.
Well,
that's where
sounds like the Alamo Dome
comes into play. Because there'll be live music and a beer somewhere on a Friday night, which I normally don't get to do in the fall, but I've got high school football with breakfast tacos, 11 a.m. kickoff, 10:30 pregame, Johnson and Churchill for our high school game of the week, energized by Hill Electric and Frost Bank.
So will you be clear-eyed for Saturday morning?
By 11?
It'd be all right?
Sure.
All right.
Depends on what band I go see on Friday.
That might be must listen to radio.
And I know Saturday is going to be one of those good nights.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to see Nothing More at the Aztec.
Nice.
And then Sunday, get on a plane and go up to Dallas to watch the Cowboys and Jets.
How about that?
Except I won't probably see Brandon Cooks.
Man, you may not. It doesn't look like it. He's got an MCL sprain. Didn't practice yesterday or today. And but he hasn't been ruled out just yet. So we'll see. Maybe that's something we'll talk to Stephen Jones about when he joins us at about 4:30.
And when you think about the offense, because, again, they just beat the holy crap out of the New York Giants the other night, 40-0. And it's not like you can complain about the offense when you put up 40 points, but you got a defensive touchdown. You had a special teams touchdown. You're in this ridiculous rainstorm. And so they went with a weather plan and then dialed everything back because the big lead and because of the bad weather. And as Mike McCarthy said, conditions inside Jerry World are going to be perfect. This will be the first opportunity for a full offensive game plan.
I think the biggest thing is it's going to be our first opportunity to go and dump a full game plan. I think that's, the kind of game we played in last week. We were fortunate to have, 2 turnovers that went into, the picks, the scores, 14 points off of turnovers, 13. But, we had the ball 2 less times than our opponent. So I'm excited to get a healthy 9-10 series with our offense and compete against this defense.
9 or 10 series. Is that what he said?
It's about normal.
Is that about right?
It's what you want, especially if you get a takeaway or 2, which Zach Wilson likely will provide.
Well, and Dak Prescott may provide one as well. So it should be a great game. I mean, in that respect. But I do want to see how the Cowboys offense operates against that Jets defense. And again, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again today. I hope that the Jets actually win the toss and defer, and that the Cowboys start out offensively. Right off the bat, first play, both teams rested, ready, and bam. Let's see what they do.
You think about the Jets. We'll see how quickly they overcome the loss of Aaron Rodgers. It's one thing in the moment against the Buffalo Bills on Monday night, next man up mentality. This week, it's all Zach Wilson and getting Zach Wilson ready. And yeah, he threw a bad interception against the Bills, and there were a couple of plays that reminds you why he got benched a year ago. But ultimately, the kid played okay. But he's got a full week of being the guy. And if I'm the offensive coordinator, if I'm Nathaniel Hackett, I am working on all the run stuff with Breece Hall, who had that long touchdown run, trying to get Dalvin Cook a little bit more involved, because the one weakness with this Cowboys defense is stopping the run.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you stop the running, and really, the action passing game too is, the big play opportunities that I'm sure they're going to try to challenge us with. So, I mean, and someone will be asking this question every week, because we know that's how people are going to come after us. So it's important to stop it, and keep it stopped, because these guys can, both these backs can take it to the house. So that's definitely a focus for us.
Well, it's got to be. And you got to figure that Nathaniel Hackett has been, revisiting some things. He's got to get Wilson out on the can't just drop him back. You just can't. That offensive line is not good. The Cowboys, pass rush is too good. They're going to have to roll him out. They're going to have to do a bunch of different things. And that's what's going to make this game interesting, I think, because I want to see how the Jets attack the Cowboys defense. And then I want to see that Cowboys offense against a very good Jets defense.
What is the confidence level with Jets? Noted Jet fan Mike Greenberg from Get Up from Greeny. He joins us next on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Here's what's on tap tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's Thursday Night Football. The Vikings and Eagles battle it out beginning tonight at 6:30. Presented by Yingling Traditional Lager and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey guys, do you know what makes Revive Men's Health San Antonio different? You. Every Revive treatment and medication is personalized just for you. Revive has the experts that guys go to when their current treatment isn't working. They have a complicated medical condition, or they're just not happy with their daily performance. Since 2011, they've helped thousands of local men suffering with the symptoms of low T and ED. Their goal is simple: to get to the bottom of your issues and fix them. Your best performance requires more than generic ED medications or a low-dose testosterone booster at a low-ball price like you find online. Revive medications are custom compounded, affordable, and guaranteed to resolve your issues. Stop dealing with the symptoms of low T or ED. Book your free T-check and exam and save $199 today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit us at revivemenshealth.com.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope, we use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No, we tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structure, so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly, different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
This cardboard order, is it up to date?
Camila's recyclable coffee cup factory can no longer be considered a grande.
Redesign? It's at the printer.
She needs more designers to jump the business to a triple shot.
Client wants to see several more design options. The logo's gotta be bigger.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates, and you can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Hey, I love your outfit.
It's Stitch Fix. I'd like to thank my stylist for making me look amazing. She sends looks that work for me and my budget. She gets my fit just right. She turns me on to styles I never would have found on my own. Because of her, because of Stitch Fix, I have time to take care of everything else. They just make everything so easy. So thank you, Stitch Fix. My stylist just gets me, and they'll get you too. Stitch Fix. Take your style quiz today at stitchfix.com.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offer. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
We're going abroad for the first time so we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Cowboys, Jets Sunday. I know I'm going to the game. Not quite the same level of excitement knowing that Aaron Rodgers won't be there. Noted Jets fan. Host of Get Up on ESPN Television and Greeny on ESPN Radio, which you listen to here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Mike Greenberg joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. I know you've been getting offered condolences all week, Greeny, and condolences, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, if you think you're less excited about the game this weekend than you otherwise were, I guess try and imagine how I feel. This is about the worst possible scenario I could possibly imagine for the Jets to walk into, aside from the fact that this is sort of a game you penciled in as an L, most likely, regardless of what happened. The win Monday night against Buffalo, considering the circumstances, was really an amazing one and put the team in a position that if they still see themselves as a playoff team, they probably can afford to lose this, and that's good because they're probably going to.
Well, that's not a good attitude, Greeny.
That's not realistic, man.
Realistic, though, right? You know, when you look at it, though, and in the Jets solid, everybody's saying all the right things, right? Zach Wilson is our guy. We have faith in him. Do you absolutely have no faith in that guy at all?
I don't have none, but I don't have a great deal. I think I have faith that he can be better than he was last year. But I don't know if you guys realize just how low that's setting the bar. Zach Wilson was unimaginably bad last year. This is an indication of how bad he was. When they benched him, his offensive teammates made T-shirts celebrating how much they loved his backup, who was a journeyman named Mike White. And then when White got hurt, the Jets couldn't even put Zach back on the field for the completely meaningless final game of the regular season. They had been eliminated and instead played Joe Flacco, who was in his late 30s and obviously was absolutely not the future of the team in any conceivable way. That's how broken Zach Wilson was. They literally couldn't put him on the field to play in an NFL game under any circumstances. So he had only up to go from there. I don't think he is at all what you need a player to be for what they need. What the Jets need now is a game manager. They have an excellent defense. I think it's too early to say this with certainty, but I think the two best defenses in the NFL are probably going to be on the field on Sunday at this game. When you have an outstanding defense, when you have multiple really good running backs, what you need is a quarterback who's not going to make mistakes. And that's by no means what Zach Wilson has ever been. Zach Wilson is sort of a high-risk, high-reward kind of player at his best. The problem was that we were almost never getting the reward. He might give you some of that now, but it's going to come with the risk, and it's most likely going to come with the turnovers, and that's exactly what this team doesn't need. So whether even if he's better than last year, I just don't know that he's what they need going forward if they're going to have, what I think is still a reasonable chance at a 9 or 10 win season and get into the playoffs, which, considering they lost their quarterback on their first drive of the first game of the season, I think would be quite an accomplishment. But this is a scary game, guys. I mean, after what that Cowboy pass rush did to Daniel Jones the other night, so much so that, when Micah Parsons is chastising the opposing coach for not getting his quarterback out of there, that is one of the most extraordinarily brash statements I've ever heard. But if you can back it up, then I don't have any issue with it. This is a terrible confluence of circumstances for the Jets this week.
Mike Greenberg at Greeny joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Mike, you wear your Jets passion on your sleeve. You're very open about it on both shows that you host. You don't care if somebody calls you a homer. It is what it is, and that's the beauty of what we do. I'm that way with the Dallas Cowboys. Is your reaction similar to other Jet fans that you know?
Yeah, my reaction is just utter devastation. I'll be honest with you. I've been going over on my radio show, the 5 stages of grief, because I think that's what we are in. I am grieving, and I think all fans of the team are grieving because this was our year. This was our chance. This was, the Cowboys are so different because while I know it has been a very long time since they have been to a Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl, they have felt like they've had a chance a lot lately. Now, maybe that is worse in the long run when you lose. The Jets have been so bad for so long that all of a sudden you begin a season with this level of hope. For it to just be dashed that quickly is devastating. So I don't know that I can speak for other Jet fans. For myself, I really don't know that I have fully processed this. Like, the magnitude of this is so enormous, forgetting just the Jets, but for the entire NFL. Aaron Rodgers has become the biggest star in the sport. The game Monday night was the highest rated Monday Night Football game in history because people wanted to see his first game. The hard knocks and everything else that came with it, and all of the tumultuous departure from Green Bay. This was the biggest story in the NFL. And for him to get hurt 4 plays in and be out for the season, like, there's almost no way to overstate the magnitude of that story. And to be completely honest, I'm not 100% sure I have fully grasped it. The term that people use these days is, have you processed it? I really don't know that I have. I think there is part of me that is still in a state of shock and in that first stage of grief, which is denial. And maybe it becomes real for me on Sunday afternoon at 4:30 my time, 3:30 your time, when Zach Wilson runs out there on the field and stares Micah Parsons in the face. I don't have any idea what I expect to happen, but frankly, it feels like one I'll be watching the way I watch a horror movie, like with one of my eyes closed and the other one kind of squinting. So it scares me to death, and I think all honest Jet fans feel the same way.
I was surprised, Greeny, when I was listening to your show yesterday. You said that you might have been in the anger stage. You said you were a little bit short with some of your staff and kind of grumpy as you went in. Are you still in that grumpy stage, or is your staff okay?
No, I figured out that was really more about my staff than it was about me. It's just a pack of idiots that I'm dealing with on a daily basis. I don't know how in the world I'm expected. We call ourselves the hashtag crew because the name of the show is hashtag Greeny. And so once during a debate that I was having with our producer, whose name is Bubba, I said, listen, the show is not called hashtag Bubba. And he said, well, maybe it should be. And that is how they all became the hashtag crew. But hashtag Cam was playing just the most ridiculous, horrible, funereal songs, including John Denver's Leaving on a Jet Plane yesterday, which he chose exclusively because it has the word jet in it. Not only was it recorded before he was born, meaning Cam, it was recorded before I was born, and I'm old. So it was just such an incredibly stupid thing to do that my initial reaction was, I think I must be getting into the anger phase of grief. And then I realized, no, he's just a dope. And so that's, I think, where I have settled now.
I think it's something in common with all the people on the other side of the glass that you're working with that goes that way. But at least you're out of the bargaining stage, Greeny, because at one point I heard you this week talking about you could take my Achilles, and then that led to a ridiculous conversation about a testicular contusion.
That's right. So let's start with the first part. And I said it over the summer. Take me instead. You can have my Achilles. Not that it's nearly as good as his, but at least it's intact. And if they could do some sort of transplant, I would gladly give my Achilles to Aaron Rodgers. So that if that's what a bargain is considered, then I'll gladly do it. As far as the other thing, there is nothing I love more than funny baseball injuries. My favorite story ever is how Ricky Henderson once fell asleep on an ice pack and missed a game with frostbite in August. That's one of my favorite stories ever. And there have been so many like that. And then this one, Yandy Diaz, the other day, fouled the ball directly off of, it hit the ground and then hit him right up in the, private area. And he suffered what the diagnosis was that he had a testicular contusion. And so we asked the question, would you rather lose your quarterback, 4 plays into the season off of a Super Bowl team, or suffer a testicular contusion? And I would say, contuse me. Immediately. I've had all the children I'm planning on having. The risk level is low. I wouldn't be really missing that much, to be totally honest with you. So I get far more excitement these days out of the Jets than I do out of anything like that. So let's go. I would gladly suffer through that. There's almost nothing I wouldn't, all kidding aside, this is so, it's just so sad because, look, I have no idea what the season was going to be like, but they weren't going to be terrible. And like I had this whole year of looking forward to so much every week.
Man, and kind of like the Jet season, the phone is cutting out a
he left on a jet plane.
Well, it's kind of that way. Pledge, you want to see if we can reconnect with Greeny, finish up the conversation? He's completely. It says he's still connected, but clearly we have lost signal there.
That's too bad.
Although
he was
I'm
on a
sure
roll.
he was on a roll. I don't know that he expected to talk testicular contusions again, but you have to feel like it was an event that caused a testicular contusion when Aaron Rodgers went down. I mean, that's how it had to feel. It was a kick below the belt, and I think we've reconnected. Hopefully a better signal there because, man, you were on a roll, Greeny. Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm in a car on my way to if you want to hear what a terrible week this has been for the Jets and their fans, I am in a car on my way to host the Joe Namath golf outing, which I do for Joe every year. He's my favorite player that ever lived. And unfortunately, is not there because he tested positive for COVID this week. So, I mean, our greatest legend ever is missing his own celebrity golf event. The news on that is good, by the way. I know I'm telling you something that probably no one has heard, but it is not. There's nothing tragic, nothing terrible. He's not. He's feeling well, and he's actually going to join via Zoom. But he can't come to his own golf event, so that's why I'm in a car right now on my way out to Long Island to do this event. So it's just been a depressing week in every way that it could possibly be.
All right, Greeny, I've got to ask you this then to bring some hope to this thing. We've heard rumors all over the place. I know Tom Brady's out there, and that's not going to happen. But what about a Matthew Stafford or somebody else? Do the Jets pull the trigger on some kind of trade like that?
I don't think so. Not Stafford. First of all, so I'll tell you a few things. One, I don't know for certain, but I have been told by multiple people whose opinions I value that the Jets kicked the tires on Stafford hard at the end of last regular season because they didn't know if they could get Rodgers. Rodgers was always plan A. But when it wasn't clear if they could get Rodgers, they made inquiries about Stafford, and what came back was that he did not want to move his family to New York. He has still relatively young children and did not want to move his family all the way across the country. So, A, I don't think he wants to do it. B, he is very expensive, and Aaron Rodgers made it clear on Instagram last night that it is his intention to come back and play next year. And I think he will try. I think Rodgers will do everything in his power to come back and play. I don't think he's going to want it to end like that. Now, a 40-year-old quarterback coming off of a torn Achilles, who knows how much of his greatness he'll be able to recapture. But I think it is a near certainty that he's going to try to come back and that they're going to want to bring him back. So I don't think with that as the circumstance that they would even be able to absorb his salary anyway. I think much likelier. And then third of all, of course, the Rams won their first game. So I don't think that they're in any hurry to trade away their starting quarterback. So I think much likelier are some much less exciting options. People who are on the street now, like Nick Foles or Carson Wentz, people who are back up somewhere like Gardner Minshew or Andy Dalton. Those I guess, are more realistic possibilities. But I don't think any of the names I just gave you put the Jets in the Super Bowl. So I think their best bet is to hope that Zach Wilson plays representatively and gives them the chance with a loaded roster, as I said before, to win 9 or 10 games and try and get into the back end of the playoffs and hope that Rodgers comes back next year and they give it one more go.
Mike Greenberg joining us here on the Blitz. You're talking to Cowboys country. We're the Cowboys affiliate here in San Antonio. Part of your stages of grief, talking through things in enemy territory. I don't know if you're going to have a big party for Sunday's Cowboys-Jets game, but the Jets get a win if?
Well, first of all, I'm definitely not having a party. I'm never setting foot in the screening room of our building again. If you have seen the pictures and the videos that we had from that game, what it is we live in a building in Manhattan that has a screening room downstairs that you can reserve. It's just first come, first serve. And so we reserved it, and we brought in a ton of food, and we had Damian Woody and Dominique Foxworth and Dan Graziano and Bubba, my radio producer, and my daughter and a bunch of her friends came over. My nephew came over, my wife and my dog. And I'm telling you right now, I'm never setting foot in that room again. I'm not. I'm not doing it. It is the scene of far too much trauma for me. So I'm definitely not having a party. The Jets win the game if their defense is otherworldly good and Zach Wilson doesn't turn the ball over. I don't see any scenario in which the Jets win this game, 27-24. I think that the scenario in which the Jets win this game is if they win it 20-16. If the defense is so good that it holds Dallas to a bunch of field goals, that they turn the ball over. Dak throws an interception, which obviously we know has been such a focus of the Cowboys' entire offseason and everything else. And Zach Wilson doesn't turn it over, and the Jets find a way to make a big play somewhere along the line and run the ball consistently. The Jets do have excellent running backs in Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook and Michael Carter. And so they sort of control the time of possession a little bit, and they win a hard, slugged out, low-scoring game. I don't think that's impossible, but I think it's very unlikely because Dak Prescott is not a turnover-prone player. I firmly believe last year was an aberration. Zach Wilson is a very turnover-prone player going up against a defense that is as good at taking the ball away as any team in the league is going to be all year. So I think that's a very, very unlikely scenario, but I think it is their chance of winning.
Watch them on Get Up. Listen to them here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Greeny, hope this was therapeutic for you. Appreciate you taking the time. Have fun at the event, even though Joe Namath won't be there, which is unfortunate, but glad to hear that he's doing well.
Thank you. Yeah, and enjoy the game, guys. Thanks for having me on. It was a pleasure.
Mike Greenberg on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
Greeny, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. And I tell you, he was on a roll. It's unfortunate that the phone cut out because he was going.
It's the Jets. That's their season right there. I mean, that's kind of what happened. You can listen to the Cowboys at Jets right here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 2:30 Sunday, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, Ewald Kubota, and the law office of Jesse Hernandez. We'll react to some of the things we heard from Mike Greenberg and tell you about a nutty Eagle fan who I think I could be down with.
Yep.
We continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, presents
94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, Monday, October 2nd at Olympia Hill Club. Get your slot now for $120 per person or $400 per foursome. Plus, a hole-in-one shot for your chance at $50,000 or a $1,000 gift card. 94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America, Lone Star Chapter. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All-Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is offering a 125% sign-up bonus plus up to 30 risk-free bets.
It's called Bet Protect, the perfect offer for crazy plays, like the famous butt fumble. It's the GOAT of embarrassing plays.
Really, remember when you bet me you could do a live show with a GOAT as your co-host, and he face-kicked you?
Thankfully, I didn't take the under on that one.
Anyway, folks, get Bet Protect today, the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus plus up to 30 risk-free bets. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Do you love wings but think they're not spicy enough? Well, Twin Peaks is launching a new wing sauce that is just for you, you hot little devil. Have your wings sauced and tossed in the new hottest sauce. That's the hottest wing sauce yet. Can you handle the heat? Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. You may no longer be a husband, but you'll always be a dad. In the divorce process, this comes down to 3 key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's San Antonio area attorneys. Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Exergen is the smart choice when selecting a thermometer. As children return to school, keeping them healthy is important. Got a fever? Stay home. To detect fever accurately at home, you need a fast, non-invasive, and clinically accurate thermometer. Exergen provides all of that and is backed by over 100 clinical studies. Accuracy matters. Be smart and safe. Measure temperature accurately with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Okay, next time you're at the store, I dare you to not think about the unmistakable, fresh, clean scent of Irish Spring. Yeah, you heard me. I want you to resist picturing a shower filled with those sensational Irish Spring suds. And if you succeed, well, you got what my gramps used to call resolutitude. Not a real word, but let's be honest, you're probably going to end up leaving with Irish Spring because of its irresistible scent and because you have zero resolutitude. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Football season means grilling season, and Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks is your one stop for all your tailgating and home gating needs. With one of the best grilling sections, Five Oaks Ace Hardware has a huge selection of Traeger, Weber, Big Green Egg, and Blackstone, plus all your grill accessory needs with over 300 spices and rubs, over 20 brands of charcoal, wood chips, pellets, and everything you need for tailgating or home gating. Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks near Jones Maltzberger.
It's football season and the Roo Pub is kicking off their 10-year anniversary party. Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch a game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College football, pro football, the games are on at the Roo. Aggie fans, every game will be on with sound. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Celebrating 10 years, the Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo. If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
The San Antonio Quarterback Club is celebrating their 76th year. If you love football, come to the San Antonio Quarterback Club meetings every Tuesday at 11 a.m. at the Corey Golf Club. The San Antonio Quarterback Club is a proud supporter of Gridiron Hero Spinal Cord Injury Foundation, and this week's guest speakers are Trinity head coach Jeremy Urban and North Texas head coach Eric Morris. That's Tuesday, 11 to 1 at the Corey Golf Club for lunch and football talk at the San Antonio Quarterback Club. For more information, go to saqbclub.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star welcomes Victor Wembanyama.
I'm trying to be the best.
Victor Wembanyama.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe. I'm Jason. Don't forget to sign up for our Fall Golf Classic coming up October 2nd. Go to sasportstar.com and get registered. It's brought to you by the Lofts of Jesse Hernandez, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, and Meritage Homes. Again, October 2nd, it benefits the Lupus Foundation of America's Lone Star chapter. Go get registered now.
We usually get an update on Mondays, right, from the promotions folks, and I have a feeling it's going to be close to full. So get in there and get it done.
We're over half full now, which is 3 weeks out, pretty normal. I saw Nick in the office. He said, hey, we added a couple more teams and a couple of singles.
Okay.
So, if you're worried that if you're going to find somebody to play with. So if you don't have a foursome, I know that there's whatever a couple singles are. I don't know if that's 1, 2, or 3, but
a couple's usually 2.
We're talking about Nick Trey.
I'm just saying. A couple is 2.
I like specific numbers.
It's a couple.
A couple.
Like a couple.
A couple.
2.
Mm-hmm.
A threesome would be 3. A foursome would be 4.
Is that how that works?
That's exactly right. And if you're all by yourself, you're just all by yourself.
That's solo.
That's solo.
I think it's called single.
Yeah.
That's single.
Single.
That'd be James Pledger.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He's a professional solo artist.
We were out in the back hitting golf balls again today.
We were.
Pledge just kind of screamed one. It was the worst shot I think I've ever seen him hit. It was horrible. I think he's a little nervous.
Well, he spent a lot of time with his naked lady tee.
What?
He couldn't get it in the ground.
Oh,
you were having trouble getting that tee in the ground too.
Let me tell you
the
something.
dirt in the back 40 here at the radio station is pretty.
It's hard.
Solid, yes.
Yeah, it's extremely hard. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Michael Gelkin just tweeted out that right guard Zach Martin was added to the injury report today with a groin injury.
Stephen Jones will join us at 4:30. We'll get the latest on Zach Martin, Brandon Cooks, Tyler Smith, Donovan Wilson. The medical report at 4:30 with Dr.
Yes,
Stephen Jones.
Exactly right. The good news is he was limited today, so I think Zach will be just fine.
Yeah,
Tyler Smith did not practice. Brandon Cooks did not practice. Donovan Wilson was limited, so it's not all that bad when you look at it.
It's not near as bad as Greeny, who will never go into the screening room of his building ever again.
Let me tell
That's
you,
funny.
I've never seen anybody take something like that as hard as he's taking it. Because, they were so high, sky high, Jets fans were. And then, bam, the balloon just bust.
There was a point in my life where after Cowboys lost, I'd call in sick.
Really?
I think we've all been there. You get that kind of passion.
Of course.
Four plays in, the devastation, all the hype, and it just falls flat on your face like that.
That is such a typical Jets thing. It really is.
Good stuff from Greeny. That'll be on the audio vault powered by AA Best Bail Bonds at sasportstar.com coming up soon. In about, less than 30 minutes, we'll give away tickets to go see UTSA and Army coming up Friday night in the Alamo Dome. But why is Colorado the Buffaloes going to run up the score this weekend? We will explain right after SportsCenter.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Some injury concerns to be aware of. Dallas Cowboy fans, Brandon Cooks did not practice yesterday or today. He's dealing with MCL issues. Zach Martin added to the injury list today with a groin issue. Thursday Night Football tonight, Vikings head to Philly to take on the Eagles. Kickoff set for 7:15. You can catch that game right here on your home. For Thursday Night Football, that's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It all gets started at 6:30.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Thursday afternoon. You can always be a part of the show. You can dial up or text 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you're watching on YouTube, you can comment there. Make sure you subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel.
Never know what you're going to see on the YouTube channel, so you might want to subscribe to that and tune it in. I mean, if you're your office, you can turn them. Well, don't do that. Headphones?
I don't know.
You want to listen to the greatness. It's, coming from the Blitz.
Well, and I'll tell you what, looking at a photo on our text line from 0811, they got us up on the big screen TV.
Love that.
In the living room right there.
Uh-huh.
I like seeing that. Always makes me wonder. We're radio guys, yet we do all this video stuff now.
Well, that's where it's coming to.
That is.
Well, there wasn't a song like that. Video killed the radio guys, and now it's helping us.
The radio star, but now it's the radio guys and not the TV guys, which is why you went from TV to radio.
Well, and a good move on my part, I must say.
There was a time where the 10 o'clock guy was much more important to the TV station than the morning show TV guy, but I think that has changed. The morning TV guy now is much more valuable.
Well, when you think about morning stuff, right? You can turn it on, background stuff while you're getting ready and getting the kids ready to go or whatever it is you do in the mornings, but that happens. But, we're more interactive in the afternoon. Everybody's ready to cut loose.
Well, that's it. And you're probably drinking. Now, that's not saying that people aren't drinking while listening to Rob and Rudy. But
do you have to drink to listen to Rob and Rudy?
Well, I was going to say the same thing about us. We sound a whole lot better after you've had a couple of happy hour.
Of course.
It just kind of goes that way. However you're listening to us, whether it's online at sasportstar.com, on 94.1, if you're watching on YouTube, you're listening to the podcast from yesterday, whatever the case is, we certainly appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
After their season opening win against TCU, I was thinking there might be a letdown for Colorado. In their home opener, hosting Nebraska, and I thought Nebraska played well for 3 quarters in their first game and then thought Scott Frost took over in the 4th quarter. I expected so much more out of Nebraska, and Colorado just flat kicked their ass.
Yeah, and Scott Frost continued on to Colorado because they just look horrible. Did they look bad, or is Colorado really that good? And I'm beginning to think that Colorado's really that good.
Colorado is really that good, and they take things personal in Colorado.
Yes, they do.
We heard that. Apparently Matt Rule, although he says he didn't, apparently disrespected Deion Sanders. I think Colorado is going to score 80 this week. Hell, they might score 100 this week after what Colorado State Rams coach Jay Norvell said during his coaches show this week.
Excited. Our kids are really, we had to do a bunch of ESPN videos, and it was great. I loved it. But our kids came out of those videos really with a chip on their shoulder. They're tired of all that stuff. They really are tired of it. And I sat down with ESPN today, and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat off and I took my glasses off, and I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me.
Now, it was this coach's show yesterday. I'm sure Colorado State fans, you heard them starting to clap there. The host of the show was like, should I clap for this or should I not? I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. This was stupid. They're going to kill us.
Yes, all of those things. And it did get back to Boulder, Coach, in case you were wondering. It got back very quickly, and there's already been a response from both Sanders, son and father.
Well, I'll tell you what. Deion Sanders Jr. tweeted out, Ralphie's got to run out with shades and a hat on this week, which I think is fantastic. Why poke the bear? I mean, in one, that was just dumb on the part of Jay Norvell. I mean, are you insinuating that everything that your mother taught you, you did? You're taking a shot at Deion Sanders, which, dude, at this point, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Deion Sanders is going to run up the score on Colorado State. Whatever the over is, take it.
Well, you would think so. Is Colorado State any good? I don't really follow.
Does it matter?
Colorado
I thought
football.
Nebraska was pretty good, and they got their ass handed to them.
I
thought
think Nebraska's
TCU was
very
pretty good, and look what happened.
Look, I mean, do you think Colorado is that good that they can just put whatever score they want on the scoreboard? Well, yes. Okay, so Washington State destroyed Colorado State last week, 50-24.
That must have been 2 weeks ago because Washington State beat Wisconsin last week.
Yep, September 2nd. You're exactly right. So let's see.
So Cam Ward had his day against the Colorado State Rams.
So Colorado State actually did not play last week. They got rolled by Washington State at home, by the way.
The only reason, Colorado State fan, that game day is there, that all this attention is there, is for Deion Sanders. Hat, shades, and the ass kicking that's coming.
You know, when you look at that, I think this coach just wants his 15 minutes. Hey, look what this guy said. Look at Deion responded. Yada, yada, yada.
Uh-huh.
So this is at Colorado, by the way. Colorado State's on the road. So, yeah, it's probably going to be an ass kicking.
What is going on with Stetson Bennett? You know, he won a couple of national titles there at Georgia. Wasn't a highly picked quarterback, but he was drafted late by the Rams. He didn't play and wasn't active last week in the opener. And now he's gone on the non-football injury report. And Rams head coach Sean McVay said, I think there are certain things that are a lot bigger than that. The fortunate thing for us is that we've got a backup in-house. He's been our practice squad talking about Brett Rippon, but whatever is going on with Stetson Bennett, they didn't reveal any details, but it's personal, and they want to keep it in-house. Sean McVay says, that's all I'm going to say. I really hope you can please respect my wishes in regards to keeping this in-house. I know you have a job to do. Certain things are a little bigger and more important, and out of respect to the particulars and specifics, we want to be able to keep it in-house where I'd like to leave it. Please. He even said please to the media.
It's obviously something serious. So,
and it raises more questions.
Right, when you're saying that. Same with Matt Corral, right? In New England. No, he's having some problems there. But that affected the New York Jets, come to find out. That because Brett Rippon, however you say it, was apparently headed to the Jets. But when this happened with Stetson Bennett, Rippon decided to stay there because he was moved up to the number 2 quarterback spot.
Yeah, it's something very interesting going on there. You got Thursday night football tonight.
Yes,
game you can listen to here on 94.1, brought to you by Yingling Traditional Lager. Eagles, Vikings. Obviously, it's a late kickoff, 8 o'clock Eastern. Eagle fans started tailgating this morning at 4:30.
And that's a problem with that?
Well, look, it's Philadelphia, so you know there's a lot of Yingling beer being drank in that parking lot, probably a lot of Philly cheesesteaks. I'm just curious, if you start tailgating at 4:30 a.m. for an 8 p.m. kickoff, do you actually make it to kickoff?
Well, apparently this one guy that they're talking about, there's one guy in this article that I read is apparently done this before. He drinks like 70 beers. So it's like a 70 beer challenge or something to that effect, where this guy is just and reporters were out talking to him earlier today, and he already sounded drunk, and it was still dark outside. So I don't know if he makes it to the game, if there's a nap in between, or I'm not sure, but props to this guy.
Well, was he alone in the parking lot? I mean, were there people out there? Are they playing cornhole? What or is he sleeping in a
not at
chair?
4:00 in the morning? No, he had his Eagles jersey on, and he wasn't drinking a beer at that time that I saw. But
would he have Bailey's in his coffee?
No, he's a beer guy. He's a beer
Well,
guy.
that sounds like a good guy to me.
70 beers. 70 in one day.
Sounds like Ryan Nagel on a Tuesday.
No, I can't do 70 beers.
Or maybe a Saturday.
Yeah, maybe on a Saturday. Maybe the whole weekend. We can do 70.
Maybe in a month.
Even then. I mean, my gosh, this dude is...
Could you imagine how much time you'd spend in the bathroom if you drank 70 beers?
I would never leave. Are you kidding me? I mean, I would just stay in there. And that would be my problem. I wouldn't get to see any of the game. I'd have to be watching it on my phone as I'm in the stall.
And you've been to that stadium. The bathroom lines are long.
Yes, they are. But it's Philadelphia. What do they care? You just pee on the floor.
Dude.
I mean, it's Philly.
Filthy.
They don't give a damn.
Philadelphia.
Yes, it's horrible. So you just whip it out and pee on the floor.
They don't do that. Not everywhere.
Sure?
Not everywhere. Have you actually ever seen that at a game?
I haven't.
I mean, there are parts of Philadelphia, sure, that happens, but not at the stadium.
Are you sure?
Dude, the worst butt kicking I've ever had in my life was at the old Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia.
Uh-huh.
I had to go see there literally was a judge, that whole court thing. I've been there. I've done that. And I was in the Navy at the time. It was Cowboys and Eagles, and I got kicked from behind, and then 4 dudes kicking the crap out of me. I was mad because I spilled beer. I got in trouble because I had beer as a minor. While I was in the Navy and was serving our country, I wasn't yet 21.
Well, I think
I didn't get, I basically got in trouble for getting my butt kicked.
Well, and
they sold it, but I was the one in trouble.
You had a Cowboys shirt on.
Well, yes, it was an Emmitt Smith jersey.
Okay.
Yes.
You're in Philly.
Yes.
So I guess the ass whipping was worth it.
It might not have been one of my better decisions in life.
It wasn't. Just saying. You feel it. Those people are nuts.
And we were in the top level because that's where you would get the MWR tickets for like $1. Morale, Welfare, Recreation, the MWR committee within the military. You get cheap tickets to events.
Nice.
Yeah.
But you tried to steal a better seat.
No, we were way up there.
Oh, and they kicked your ass up there?
Well, as I was walking to the tunnel after going to get beers, and I got kicked from behind. Like literally some dude, like it was in the middle of my back. And then, and obviously, I fall down, and then other people are kicking me, and security took forever to get there.
Well, of course they
break
did.
up the fight.
You had a Emmitt Smith jersey on.
And then we all get taken to go see the judge.
You had an Emmitt Smith jersey on. What, is he going to let you go? No. Dude, you were done. You're lucky you didn't stay 3 days in that prison.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, UTSA and Army. Friday night in the Dome. We're talking about it and giving away tickets next here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house. They do fantastic work and have for over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. So whether you need additional outlets or USB ports to get a fuse that is constantly blowing a flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. 404-9074 or hill-electric.com.
It is awesome to be home. San Antonio invited me in and embraced me. This is a market that means the world to me. I hate that I've been gone so long, but man, it feels sweet to be back.
It's the Jim Rome Show, back in San Antonio, weekdays at noon.
Hey, Jim Rome here.
Have a take, San Antonio, and certainly do not suck.
Wait, what? Ouch. Are you kidding?
It's the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Craving a slice of melted cheese with fresh toppings and a perfect crust? Round Table Pizza is finally in the heart of Texas. Fresh pizza, hot wings, a salad bar, and their signature garlic parm twists. The perfect duos do exist. The freshest ingredients that burst with flavor in every bite. On the go? Pick up Round Table Pizza for dinner. Order today at roundtablepizza.com. Round Table Pizza is ready to serve it up hot and fresh. Find them in the Park North location.
SA Card House is San Antonio's premier card house. That's right, all of my poker playing listeners tuning in, SA Card House is a must visit. It's a beautiful atmosphere. It's clean, it's inviting, and it's top-notch customer service from the time you walk in the door. It brings a completely new vibe to card houses in San Antonio, offering games for all skill levels. That's what I love so much about it. Whether you're just like me, you're kind of learning, trying to find your way, or you're a pro, SA Card House is the place for you. They're located off of 281 North and Bitters. They have a full bar and grill attached. Yes, Foster's Bar and Grill. I've had everything on that menu, and everything on that menu is fantastic. And all the way through September 30th, they're going to be celebrating their 6-year anniversary by giving you over $270,000 in cash and prizes. That's right, SA Card House. Visit them today at sacardhouse.com. That's SA Card House at Bitters at 281.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the H-E-B located at 850 FM 1103 in Cibolo from 9 a.m. to 12 noon on Sunday, September 24th. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate tour presented by H-E-B.
Macy's one-day sale starts tomorrow with great deals of the day on fall updates, like 40% off outfits for the office that work off the clock too, and 40 to 60% off shoes, handbags, and accessories to finish your look. And get 25 to 40% off your favorite beauty, skincare, and fragrances. Plus, get free shipping with any online purchase of $25 or more at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail, the ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're heading to the Dome Friday night for the college football game, before you get there, pregame with the Blitz Friday from Maddie McMurphy's down on Houston Street as we say goodbye to this Texas icon.
Yeah, join us for the show, but then hang around for the amazing specials and features from Carbach Brewing Company, Hopadillo, Love Street, all your favorite Carbach beers.
That's the Blitz Friday before the game at Maddie McMurphy's downtown on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
While interest rates are skyrocketing everywhere else, Diamonds Direct comes to the rescue. Now, for a limited time, get 0% interest for 5 years on anything and everything. Now through October 1st, you get Diamonds Direct's incredible value price and spread your payments over 5 years with an unheard of interest rate of 0.0%. Nothing's held back. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets. At a time when you need it most, Diamonds Direct steps up with the best offer in the nation. Don't miss it. Get details, showroom hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Approved credit.
Hi, this is Bobby Jenkins of ABC Home and Commercial Services. Cool weather is the time rodents move indoors. That means rats, mice, and raccoons are seeking shelter inside your home. No matter what kind of rodents have moved in with you, ABC can eliminate them. We'll close up the openings where they enter and catch any that may already be in your house. All of our specialists undergo a comprehensive background screening so you can rest easy with ABC on your property. ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
Just call ABC Home and Commercial Services.
Accused of a crime? Our team of former prosecutors turned criminal defense attorneys can help you be a step ahead of your legal problems. The LaHood and Norton Law Group knows both sides of the criminal justice system. Our team is your best defense. Let us be your legal bodyguards. We can handle all criminal cases, state or federal. Call us to review your case at 210-797-7700.
Friday on R&R in the morning, we are fully loaded. Mike McCarthy, 645, RJ Ochoa at 7, and Andrew Monaco. We asked him to defend what he saw from those Aggies last week. Now, back to the Blitz. Jason, you are not comfortable paying Dak and Micah a total of $90 million next year, are you?
Sure, why not? It's not my money.
Of course you are.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Friday night in the Alamo Dome, UTSA taking on Army. What makes that very cool is anytime you get a service academy in town, it's fun. I'm a Navy guy. Respect all the academies, but it's always beat Army, especially for UTSA tomorrow. Although I say that gingerly here because from USA's Educational Foundation, David Evitz, Associate Vice President and former Army offensive lineman, is in studio, and he's a little bigger than all of us.
Yeah, you guys going to be all right? Get along okay?
I think we can do it for
all right.
Yeah, you know, what was it? Brothers for 364 days. Although former Madison Maverick played all your high school years for Jim Streety here in San Antonio, which is very cool.
Yeah, think the world of that guy and all the Madison family out there. Hello.
Yeah, no doubt. Streety's one of the best. There's no question about it. So, you got to be excited with the fact that Army's coming to town and in the Alamo Dome Friday night.
Yeah, I mean it's great. I mean, I grew up here in San Antonio. Always wished there was a UTSA football team when I was growing up, and now we have it. And they're punching well above their weight and doing really well. And Army's coming to town. I mean, you can't ask for a better matchup.
When you think about a team like UTSA, you're coming in and you've got Army. And you could say this about Navy or Air Force because I know Navy is on their schedule now that they're in the American. The offense is so completely different than anything that they will see for the rest of the year. When you were playing at Army, how much of an advantage is that?
Well, it's huge. I mean, it comes down to discipline. So for a service academy team to be successful in the field, you're going to win by discipline, and that's not making mistakes, staying ahead of pace on the yard, down and distance, and then being better and then your opponent and knowing the triple option reads. That's the equalizer for a team that might be a little bit bigger, a little faster, a little stronger. That's the greatest equalizer for a service academy.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I grew up playing high school football and it ran the same thing. And I was a wide receiver. So, I mean, but I mean, didn't you ever want at some point to about a flea flicker or a reverse or something? I mean, it really Army and Navy to some extent too just kind of bores the other team to death.
Yeah, you'll hear it. People say they'll lull you to sleep, and then all of a sudden you realize it, and you're hitting a 40-yard pass play over the middle because you lulled that safety to sleep because he's running up in the box more and more trying to stop the run, and boom, you hit it right over the top of them.
And really what we just heard is the wide receivers in an offense like that are really the worst players on the team.
Pretty much, yeah.
Is that accurate?
Yeah. Well, you have to be the toughest. Probably got to be the toughest guy on the field, too, because you're just running 30 yards on the field to get a safety.
Yeah, you could have hesitated a little bit before you answered that question. Yeah.
Nobody brags about being a wide receiver from Army, right?
No.
Exactly.
But as an offensive lineman, I mean, it's so crucial with all. Now, this year's Army team, though, have you watched Army?
Yeah, both games,
right?
Yeah.
They're running out of the shotgun.
They are.
Well, that's a little weird.
Well, the rule change where you can't cut block anymore is causing them to rethink what their offense looks like under this new rule. It's interesting to see how they're playing it. It's a little bit of that kind of old Vince Young QB option, kind of QB read. It's interesting.
So, I find it interesting, and I know that Army and Navy both recruit, right? I mean, as far as football goes, yes. I know they recruit, obviously, but I mean, you got to look for a certain kind of player, right, to come play for one of the service academies. So, is this a new thing? Are we looking for different kinds of quarterbacks now?
And I saw Coach Monken, the Army coach, talking about this not too long ago, where they've had to change how they recruit, where before it was leaner, faster, really strong offensive linemen and defensive linemen. And now we're starting to beef those guys up. So a lot of them have gained 20, 30 pounds over the offseason to accompany kind of the new style of the offense.
David Evitz joining us here in studio from USA's Educational Foundation, former Army offensive lineman. And one of the problems with that always with recruiting is there's a certain size that you have to be for the Army or whichever academy, and that doesn't always bode well for an offensive tackle or a big defensive tackle. You don't see the 370-pound lineman at one of the academies.
Yeah, I mean, I went my senior year. I probably started the season at 325, 6'2", 325. And then by December, Army Navy, I'm 6'2", call it 320 at that point. And you've got to be Army fighting weight by May graduation, which requires you passing a 2-mile run test, et cetera, et cetera. I was down to 6'2", 238 in about 6 months.
All right, David, I've
Yeah,
got to, all of that. But look, I mean, you're playing football, but you still have to be in the Army.
Oh, yeah.
How difficult was that as a player?
The team and the academy do a great job of molding you to be a future Army leader in kind of whatever sport or situation you're in, right? And so there's a saying, on the fields of friendly strife for sowing the seeds that on other days will bear the fruits of victory. And General MacArthur, a former Army football player, said that. And his point is that the lessons that you learn on the sports fields translate directly to being a good Army officer, because you know how to lead a team. You know how to be a follower to a leader if you're in that situation. And that's the key, and the academy does a great job of connecting those two things so that upon graduation, you're ready to go out there and lead America's sons and daughters in the combat.
It's incredible. And I know West Point football, Navy, Air Force, you come to town and everybody that is for the other team, and you know, they want their team to win, but they also don't boo one of the academies, you know. And I think this week's game, kind of interesting, USA based here in San Antonio, presenting sponsor of the game on Friday night, but all the work that USA does with all the academies, and of course the Army Navy game, which is always a lot of fun. I'm sorry you didn't get a chance to experience a victory in that game while you were at West Point.
Appreciate you rubbing that out. Just wait.
But it's going to be interesting Friday night, because I think a lot of people there are mainly going to be UTSA Roadrunner fans.
Yeah.
But you know, even for like you grew up here, there was no UTSA football, but you went to West Point.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you, from a USA perspective, I mean, this is our hometown. This is where our headquarters are. It only makes sense for us to support UTSA athletics, and we have a long-standing relationship with Academy Athletics. So these two things coming together just makes perfect sense. And for those coming to the game, there's free foam fingers when you come in. There's bucket hats at the fan zone. There's discounted tickets. So if you're a USA member or an active duty family, look up usa.com/news, and there's discounted ticket packages there for you.
And we will tweet out and make sure that's.
Absolutely,
I think it's
yes.
on our website already, is it not? I know we were going to do that, and we'll tweet it out. Make sure people get those discounted tickets for the game Friday, because we want to pack the dome. And you know what's interesting? We talked about this with Jeff Traylor earlier this week. He is a high school football coach, a Texas high school football coach at heart. Playing on Friday night, that's sacred for high schools. But when you're on national TV, you go on national TV and you understand what that means. But we want to make sure. There was almost 50,000 last week for the Texas State game. We want to see a big crowd in the Alamo Dome Friday night for UTSA and Army. And I guess the good news is a lot of games scheduled for Friday night got moved to Saturday because of weather last week, including the game we were supposed to do. I got a Saturday morning game. Your Madison Mavericks, they lost in overtime on Monday to Churchill. A game that started on Saturday, finished on Monday. It's crazy. So now they've got to play on Saturday too. There you go. It's going to be a fun time.
That's a good thing, right? Because those folks can now go to the Alamo Dome and then still see the high school football game on Saturday morning. So I just know that anytime Army comes to town or plays, there's always that pomp and circumstance. It's a different feeling. It really is. And I can't wait to see that on Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, pick the kids up from school, get off work, head on down to the Alamo Dome. It is going to be a great game. You'll enjoy it. Watching Academy football, especially Army football, is different than kind of anything you ever see. It's a little bit of a throwback, Joe.
Yeah.
You know, and to see the way that the team operates, how the sidelines operate, it's a whole production. And it's pretty special. You don't get to see every day.
When you think, especially now with them working more out of the shotgun, it's a different twist.
I can't wait to see
on
that.
what you generally see from the academies. For you as a former player there at West Point, other former players in town, is there anything?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what the beauty of, or the fun thing about being in the Army is you're best friends for 4 years playing football together, and then as soon as you graduate, you're split to all, you know, the different installations across the world. And then these football games become kind of a mini reunion for us football players to all come back together and check in. So I've got 24 tickets to the game tomorrow night, where I'm hosting a whole bunch of buddies and their families, and our kids are going to start playing together. And then in a couple weeks, I'm going to be in Death Valley at LSU, connecting with some other buddies there too. So the fun thing is, and I would encourage you, anyone that comes out to the game, if you see a bunch of big Army-looking guys, just get up and say like, "Hey, tell me about your history, your story," and they'd love to tell you that it's a fun time.
That's awesome. I tell you, we're going to give some tickets away.
We've got some tickets to give away right now. No offense, David, but I saw UTSA is favored by 9 in this one.
I think the line opened up a little higher than that and slowly coming down.
Coming down.
So they're curious about the health of Frank Harris
yeah.
and how he's going to play. So with the line being at 9, we've got a family 4-pack of tickets we'll give away right now to caller number 9, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 9, you win a 4-pack of tickets to go see Army and UTSA Friday night in the Dome, courtesy of USAA. David Ebbets, Associate Vice President with USAA's Educational Foundation. Appreciate you coming by the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely good stuff. As we continue, we'll get more into the Cowboys and Jets. Cowboys have to stop the run. We'll dive into that next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, I want to tell you about Woods Comfort Systems, though. And Woods, the family name is Woods. I grew up with the Woods family in my hometown of Alice, Texas. I've known the Woods family all my life, basically, and they've been in the AC business all of that time and more. You don't stay in business unless you're doing something right. 60 plus years. That is incredible. And here's the reason why. Right now, if you get a new energy efficient AC system for your home, you can take advantage of up to $3,700 in rebates and tax credits. Woods is going to then throw in a free smart thermostat, a free 12-year parts and labor warranty, a free MERV 11 media filter, plus you're going to get a free Solaris indoor quality package. That is quite the deal. And you know it's not going to last long, so you might want to give them a call. Schedule that now. One of their advisors will come out, talk to you about it, and get you set up. That's what you want to do. Here's the phone number, 512-842-5066, 512-842-5066. Or you can get them online at woodscomfortsystems.com. The Woods family, they're going to treat you right. I know this for a fact. Give them a call, 512-842-5066.
It's R&R in the morning.
Friday on R&R in the morning, we are fully loaded, starting at 6:45 with head coach Mike McCarthy, followed right up by Blogging the Boys, RJ Ochoa.
Set your alarm, 6:45, Mike McCarthy, RJ Ochoa, and everything you need. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
2 times the healthy blood pressure support? That's a number to rave about. Thanks to Superbeats Heart Chew's unique 2X ingredient that helps promote normal blood pressure nearly 2 times more effectively than diet and exercise alone. Superbeats is America's #1 selling beet brand and the only #1 cardiologist, doctor, and pharmacist recommended beet brand for heart health support. A clinical study showed that the key ingredient in Superbeats Heart Chews is nearly 2 times more effective at supporting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. And they're part of a brand with over 60,000 5-star ratings and reviews. So double your potential with a special offer exclusively for radio listeners. Get a free 30-day supply of Superbeats Heart Chews and 15% off your first order at getsuperbeats.com with code RADIO. That's a free 30-day supply and 15% off for radio listeners only at getsuperbeets.com. Code RADIO.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-497-9090. That's 800-497-9090. 800-497-9090.
Every business seeks an advantage, whether it's having the best location, hiring top talent, or spotting trends before they happen. And now, the United States Postal Service can give your business a new advantage. Introducing USPS Ground Advantage. Reliable and affordable 2 to 5 day package shipping. It's the advantage you need at the price you want. Get the Ground Advantage at USPS.com/advantage. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America.
Nothing slows my little girl down, except a stuffy nose. Mommy. That's why I use Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Football is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, has you covered. New customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Plus, all customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code OUTCOME. Bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets. That's code OUTCOME. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app. It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 7 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
I'm all about winning. So when it has to do with winning, then it's part of our operation, our messaging, and our outlook.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Don't forget our Fall Golf Classic is coming up right around the corner, a couple weeks away, October 2nd. $400 for your foursome. Get your foursome signed up, or you can go as an individual. It's $120. SASportsStar.com. Golf Classic brought to you by the Lofts of Jesse Hernandez, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, and Meritage Homes.
So you think a lot of guys or girls that go solo just don't have any golf buddies?
You know, yes. In fact, I was talking with a guy today. His name is J.R. Williams.
Uh-huh.
J.R. Williams is looking for some Geico stuff for you in his garage from when. Yes. Anything camel related.
You brought me something really nice today. I appreciate it. Little one of those notepads that says, and I need to I'll go at next break. I'll go get it and show everybody that's watching.
Can you go
on
grab
YouTube.
it there so we can,
It's on my desk, Pledge, right there.
I did. It's an early birthday present for Joe Reinagel. Because J.R. Williams, long time, he's since retired, but had the Geico office on Pat Booker Road.
Yeah.
He was the very first advertiser on this radio station when we launched back in 2008. And my mom is a huge camel collector. And so I've got a lot of stuff from JR and in these notepads, and they're the big old sticky notes, but they last forever. Well, I have several of them at the house, although that was my last one. So instead of my mom getting that for Christmas, I gave it to Joe Reinagel.
Well, thank you. And I think your mom will understand.
Guess what day it is? So it's all around this.
Guess what day it is?
Yeah.
And it's got the little camel on top. So you just, you rip that off and there you go. You're going to impress all your friends. And
don't waste the paper, man.
Everybody in the radio station is going to get tired of seeing that because I'm not going to write on anything else.
No, I mean, and nor should you. Although there might be more coming because JR has stuff in his garage. But to the point of bringing up JR, I was talking with him today because we talked about him yesterday. So I gave him a call. He's a good friend, but and I know he's been dealing with some health things and wanted to check on him. And he's also a golfer. Now, he's not the kind of golfer that you would enjoy playing with or a golfer that I generally enjoy playing with because he plays by all the rules.
He does.
There is no foot wedge when it comes to playing golf with J.R. Williams.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't use a foot
There
wedge.
is no, I'm just going to drop another one. He's not going to say, let's just pick it up. Let's go, man. That's a birdie. That's not how
you
JR
gotta
plays.
put everything out.
Yeah, absolutely. So, which for a guy at my skill level, that's kind of a pain in the ass. But he also plays with, he's retired Air Force, and he's got some retired guys that he likes to play with. And he was like, I got to try to put my team together. But, we're at the age where doctor appointments dictate our schedule. And so he generally plays on Tuesday. But he said, like this week, we didn't get to play because 2 of the guys had doctor appointments and stuff like that. So I said, well, get your team together and play in our tournament. He's like, well, I don't know if I can get all 4 of my guys. Now he's got several different groups of guys, but he's got tournament golfers because they sign up to win.
Of course.
And so because it's not JR. So if his A player isn't available, I don't think they show up at those tournaments. Right. So, but JR, in this
maybe
case,
I'll play with him then.
I just said he's looking for an A player.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, then it wouldn't be you.
Of course it would be.
No, you would be a player, but not the A player.
Oh, geez.
Yes. Not for JR's group.
I could resemble that remark.
Our group?
A player.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, JR's going to go dig in his garage. Gives him a reason to go clean it out and see if he can't find a camel for you.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that because, that is one of my favorite days of the week now and one of my favorite commercials. So, and we got a new little camels and beavers going. So, we talked about that yesterday. If you weren't with us yesterday, that's our new, could you say mascot? Camels and beavers?
I think it's just, let's go old school and steal from Lyle and Han. Remember when they used to have their catchphrase T-shirts?
Yeah.
It's this month's catchphrase.
I actually changed my fantasy football name here at the station to Camels and Beavers.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was Show Me Your TDs.
No, that wasn't mine.
Oh.
I couldn't steal that one. That was pretty good. Somebody's got that one already. But so Camels and Beavers.
So I'm going to have to change mine to Beavers and Camels.
Yeah, I guess so.
And Pledge?
Mine's the name of the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFC East.
Who's that? Daniel Jones and Sam Howell?
His Dak hurts.
His Dak hurts. That is pretty good. Pretty clever.
Good Lord. We'll see one of those guys tonight. Eagles and Vikings on Thursday Night Football. You can listen to that here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by Yingling Traditional Lager. On Sunday, you've got the Cowboys and Jets. And look, we all know what's going on with the Jets quarterback situation, but they can still run the football. Zach Wilson can hand the ball off, and they've got some good running backs. Breece Hall had a huge touchdown run last week against the Bills. Dalvin Cook is going to continue to get better and better. Stopping the run is going to be key for the Dallas Cowboys defense.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you just stop the running, and really, the action passing game too is, the big play opportunities that I'm sure they're going to try to challenge us with. So, I mean, and someone will be asking this question every week because we know that's how people are going to come after us. So, it's important to stop it, and keep it stopped, because these guys can, both these backs can take it to the house. So, so that's definitely a focus for us.
Important to stop it, but then, that going in, but you got to do it. And look, you got to figure if you're Dan Quinn and you're stopping the run, you're forcing Zach Wilson to win that football game, you're in pretty good shape. I don't think he can do it. Mike Greenberg doesn't think he can do it. Nobody on the planet thinks he can do it. So they've got to run the football, and they got to come up with some quirky stuff.
And I'm curious to see if the offense can get a big early lead against the Jets, because the Jets do have a great defense. What I look at, and one of the things that surprised me from Mike McCarthy's press conference today, after a 40-0 season opening win, where they had 7 sacks, everything that they did. I saw this on social. Let me see if I can find this real quick. I'm gonna look it up. I saw this crazy stat on the Dallas Cowboys. Well, it's really about the New York Giants. No team has ever lost 40-0 or worse, lost the sack battle 7-0 or worse, lost the turnover battle 3-0 or worse, and had a blocked field goal return for a TD and threw a pick 6. No team has ever done that in the same season, yet the Giants did it all in one game thanks to the Dallas Cowboys. Yet Mike McCarthy said today that the Cowboys' best defense is still in front of them.
Our best defensive football is in front of us, which is exciting, which is very exciting, especially the way we've taken the ball away the last 2 years and the production that we've had with our pass rush.
Well, we'll see. I mean, that's easy to say, and you would assume that they would improve. But there is that little thing called film and tape that offensive coordinators will watch, and they will come up with some things to try and slow it down. Whether they can do that or not remains to be seen, but they will try. Look, the Giants, you really, you know, but yet you don't know until you play a game. They played a game. Now the Jets have some tape. Can they do anything with that? We'll see.
It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. We'll talk about it with Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys. Stephen will join us in about 45 minutes at 4:30. We'll also get an injury update from Dr. Stephen Jones at 4:30. Zach Martin has been added to the injury report, which is a little concerning. More on that coming up. Again, Stephen Jones at 4:30 here on The Blitz. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need caps made, Sam has over 12,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. If you need T-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. Uniforms, he has over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries. Nobody has better prices, and Sammy has all the big name brands: North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. Call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro. It's about a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, presents
94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, Monday, October 2nd at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now for $120 per person or $400 per foursome. Plus, a hole-in-one shot for your chance at $50,000 or a $1,000 gift card. 94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America, Lone Star Chapter. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Before you fire up that grill, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market. Hi, Jason Minix here. Tri-County Meat Market has everything you need. If you're thinking steaks, you want some chicken, some poppers, beef ribs, pork ribs, brisket, picanha, tri-tip. They've got it all at Tri-County Meat Market. Take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25, and Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations, on Ralph Air Road and on Heebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
It can happen in an instant. A car accident can change your life forever. From serious injuries to mounting medical bills to battling insurance companies, accidents make life harder than it should be. If you've been in an accident, George Salinas Injury Lawyers are here for you. They're local, experienced, and ready to fight for results that make a difference. If you've been injured, don't call just any lawyer. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers at 210-225-0909 or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home.
That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Yingling, America's oldest brewery, has been making beer in America for 6 generations. And for nearly 200 years, we've been all about bringing the good times. By hand, by foot, by bike, by bikers, by fanny pack or jetpack, by whatever means necessary. With Yingling Traditional Lager, good times taste even better. Yingling, bring the goods.
Drink responsibly.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the 4-day super sale, September 15th through the 18th, and get 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $26.69. That means 40% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 40% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
If you're heading to the Dome Friday night for the college football game, before you get there, pregame with the Blitz Friday from Maddie McMurphy's down on Houston Street as we say goodbye to this Texas icon.
Yeah, join us for the show, but then hang around for the amazing specials and features from Carbach Brewing Company, Hopadillo, Love Street, all your favorite Carbach beers.
That's the Blitz Friday before the game at Maddie McMurphy's downtown on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
While interest rates are skyrocketing everywhere else, Diamonds Direct comes to the rescue. Now for a limited time, get 0% interest for 5 years on anything and everything. Now through October 1st, you get Diamonds Direct's incredible value price and spread your payments over 5 years with an unheard of interest rate of 0.0%. Nothing's held back. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets. At a time when you need it most, Diamonds Direct steps up for the best offer in the nation. Don't miss it. Get details, showroom hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. On credit.
Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play the Blitz on San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Tomorrow we're going to be downtown at Maddie McMurphy's Irish Sports Bar ahead of UTSA and Army. You're going to pregame down there, pregame with us. There's rain in the forecast, which could dampen tailgating.
It could.
And if you're trying to get off work and then go to the game, but you're not sure if you're going to have enough time to really get some good tailgating in, come by and hang out with us because we're going to have special features from Carbach Brewing Company, the Hopadillo, the Love Street, all your favorite Carbach beers. And for Maddie McMurphy's, it's their last weekend. It's a big old goodbye party to Maddie McMurphy's.
Let's go make some memories. And then you can try and keep up with that dude from Philadelphia who is going to drink 70 beers. He started at 4 a.m. By the time they kick off, 70 beers.
Now, if you had plans to go to Vegas this weekend, you might think twice. The hell is going on in Vegas?
Man, I tell you what, that is just scary stuff. What do they call
Cyber attacks.
Cyber attacks, right? So apparently this happened with the Caesars hotels, and Caesars paid the ransom. It's like $15 million.
No,
MGM saying
MGM
we ain't paying.
Isn't paying. The lights are out at MGM. If you've got the mobile key card, it ain't working. Slot machines aren't working. ATM machines aren't working. It's a bleep show.
Yeah, and so I don't know what they're going to do. You know, I hate to see that. But, I mean, if you're a big casino chain like both Caesars and MGM, don't you think you have the best cyber defense on the planet? I mean, I would think yours would be as good as anything else. I mean, you've certainly got the money. I would make sure that my cyber computers or whatever the hell.
I mean, all of
the
them.
best.
I mean, all of them. I mean, you know, whether you're MasterCard, American Express, whatever bank you're in. I mean, you're dealing with millions and millions of dollars, but there are smart, wicked, sick people out there, and they do this. I started a series on Netflix, and I don't know if it's one I'll actually stay with, but it's called Spy Ops, and it is fairly interesting, but you've got to be in the right frame of mind for that. And
what frame of mind is that?
Where you want to sit down and you want to go back in history and hear about Spy Ops.
Okay.
It's interesting, but it's, you know, I mean, I'm caught up on Winning Time, so I was looking for something else to watch and thought Spy Ops looked good. And
you're
know,
not really selling this. I'm just saying you right now. I mean, it's not something that would say, oh, hey, Jason was talking about Spy Ops. Let's watch.
Well, I mean, there was the second episode was about General Noriega and the Panama Canal and all the stuff he was doing. And, you know, yeah. But as I'm reading the point of this is I'm reading this story about everything that's going in Las Vegas. It's going to be a good 30 for 30 type of story at some point on, you know, why one would pay ransom and one wouldn't. I thought the general rule was you don't pay ransom. You don't negotiate with terrorists.
Well, look, $15 million for Caesars in all the hotels that they have is just like a drop in the bucket.
I know, man. They
right?
just need Reinagel to come this weekend so they can make that.
But the thing about it is that if you're going to pay that ransom, you better damn sure make sure you got your stuff fixed.
Well, yeah.
I mean, because they could come right back in, do it again, and say, hey, we need another 15 mil.
But I'm curious, though, where do they send the money? Like where does it go? Is it not trackable with all the technology out there? You know, it's pretty amazing. You get a fraud charge on your credit card. You can call the credit card company. They're going to give you your money back, and they're going to go catch the dude that stole it and send them to jail where they belong.
What, you think there's a cyber department for casinos?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, there's a cyber department.
Well, so it's insurance, right? I mean, I'm sure they've got insurance on that
but
stuff.
I'm sure they got pretty good computer whizzes to figure out the hacks.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you could figure it out, then why the hell are you sending them 15 mil? It seems to me
you
like
need the lights on before you can actually figure it out and turn everything back on. They dropped
firing every one of my cybersecurity
I've watched a lot
guys.
of TV. Well, I mean, you know, they probably didn't sleep much this week.
I'm firing them all
probably
and starting over.
Probably not a good visit to the corner office with the big boss man trying to explain what the hell is going on.
Yeah, some of those guys might be sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah.
They cost them $15 million. I saw The Sopranos.
Yeah?
The guys got a lot worse for a lot less.
Well, you think about it, wasn't that long ago? You heard of that dude that walked into Circa, said he was a manager and got $1 million.
Yeah, but he never made it to the door.
I'm just saying, it's not hard to get money out of these casinos if you're brave enough.
It's
and
hard
dumb
to
enough.
get. Yeah, it's hard to get money out of those casinos. I've tried legally, mind you.
Exactly. You've tried all the wrong ways.
I've tried.
You're the reason they have 3 more light bulbs.
Oh man. Well, I hope they get it fixed. You know, I don't have a trip planned to Las Vegas anytime soon, but
that's not
true. MGM is Super Bowl.
Well, I thought you were going to try to go for your birthday.
Well, maybe. Who knows? You buying?
No.
Why not?
I can't afford your Vegas trips.
It will be fun. But I hope the lights are on at MGM. I'm an MGM guy.
There's a reason they give you a free room.
I'm an MGM guy. Yes, they do.
Me too. Yeah, I'm an MGM guy.
Uh-huh.
M Life.
So right. So I hope the MGM gets the lights working again.
I wish that hacker guy would add some credits into my M Life account.
That would be nice.
Could he just up all of our statuses to your?
Add them all up and who do we need to call for that?
Guido.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville, your home for the Blitz with Jason and Joe on YouTube and always at sasportsstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Brandon Cooks did not practice yesterday or today. He's dealing with MCL issues. Not ruled out, though, for Sunday. Zach Martin added to the injury report today with a groin issue. Thursday Night Football tonight, Vikings head to Philadelphia. You can hear that game right here on San Antonio Sports Star. It all begins at 6:30. Texas Rangers, Astros, they're still battling it out. Astros with a one-game lead.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Thursday afternoon. NFL football tonight. Vikings, Eagles here on 94.1. Brought to you by Yingling Traditional Lager.
Don't know what to think about that game. I mean, just you look at it, you think Philly's got it. Shouldn't be a problem, but it's the NFL. And every time you start thinking you got it figured out, you don't.
Well, look, they pay attention to everything when it comes to the NFL. The other night, we talked about this a little bit, with the Detroit Lions and their win over Kansas City in the opener. Their receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he got a touchdown pass, and, he was doing a pelvic, his little touchdown dance, right? The pelvic thrust, right? The touchdown, and the cameras went away from him. I think you even said it was.
Yeah, they did, right?
They didn't even want to show that on TV. Well, he goes on a podcast with his brother, and he said that he was one pelvic thrust away from getting a flag. The NFL officials, the ref came over and told the wide receiver coach, according to him, that he was one more thrust away from getting a flag. So whatever.
So what? It's a 3 thrust limit?
Yeah, well, that's it. That's exactly what it is.
Jeez. I mean, it's 2023, isn't it? I'm quite certain that we don't have to shield the kids from a guy thrusting in the end zone after he caught a touchdown pass.
He said, quote, hey, one more pump, and they said they were going to throw the flag. I'm like, it's done now. Ain't no more pumps coming. Apparently, the ref told the head coach that if he does one more pump, then they're going to throw the flag.
Well, now, see, there's a difference between a pump and a thrust.
Well,
pump just sounds a little more nasty than a thrust.
Is it not the same?
Well, it's the same.
I mean, did you watch them and say, boy, that was a pelvic pump versus a pelvic thrust?
No, I didn't get to see it at all.
Well, apparently the refs are counting the pumps or thrusts.
Well, so just 2 thrusts, and you should be fine. Or pump once, and dude, that's just crazy. Yeah, maybe the guy was trying to get a date. Who knows? It's like,
you scored the touchdown. That earns you the date.
I don't know. You throw in a little cherry on top there with a pelvic thrust.
Uh-huh.
You never know.
Well, somebody looks at, well, that ain't enough. You need one more and get the flag.
It's like, ooh.
Ooh.
Did you see that thrust?
I always wanted just about 6 inches.
You need a big thrust for that. It's a fighter.
At that point, it's a pump.
Woo!
There is no thrusting at that point.
Yeah. That's a little ridiculous, isn't it? You're going to throw a flag for a dude thrusting or pumping or whatever the hell we're calling it.
We see it all the time.
And it's ridiculous.
I mean, the fact that a ref went over and told the coach one more and he would get a flag. So now the coach has to go tell him one more, and they must do film study on that. I mean, what is legal and what is not legal?
Well, I mean, I thought end zone celebrations were back. I mean, you could do them, right?
To a point.
But you can't thrust.
Or pump.
Well, what if now it's a judgment call, I would assume.
Well, apparently they're counting.
If I'm scoring a touchdown and I'm dancing and I happen to just, do the bamba and then throw in a thrust or two, and you might get a flag.
Well, but maybe 2 is fine. 3 is flag worthy.
And we need to get an official on.
3 becomes excessive.
So I just wonder if anybody's offended by thrusts these days. I'm certainly not. Man wants to catch a touchdown pass and thrust in the end zone. Go ahead. I mean, as long as he's not dropping his pants. He's speechless.
Well, I mean, nobody's.
Well, I'm just saying.
Really dropping their pants.
People dance all. Do you go to dance halls? People thrust all the time. Are you offended? You got to throw a flag? Man, it seems ridiculous and childish to me that they're going to throw flags for a guy that's thrusting.
Redbird's Junkie says we've gone from hump day to pump day. Do we still have the Colin Cowherd drop hip thrusting? Not a fan. I thought that's what you were looking for on your screen over there, Pledge. It's somewhere deep in the hotkey page because he wanted to know who was offended by it. His name, it was Colin Cowherd.
Hip thrusting, not a fan.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that changes my mind. Gives a damn what he thinks.
Hip thrusting, not a fan.
Good for you. What is he, a librarian? I mean, this guy's like a prude, right? I mean, come on.
Hey, that was Colin Cowherd, I think, still in his ESPN days. That's been around a while. He might have changed now that he's been over at Fox.
It's 2023.
Well,
come
I mean, whatever player he was talking about at the time, and I don't even remember who.
Dak Prescott.
That was not about Dak Prescott. That was about his dance moves. No, I thought it was about touchdown celebrations in the moment.
Hip thrusting, not a fan.
We're really taking this out of context.
Oh, so it's Dak Prescott. You're offended.
No, because it was in his ESPN days. I don't think Dak was
around
with the Cowboys, and certainly not doing the hip thrusting thing when Colin was at ESPN.
So does Dak do a hip thrust?
Have you not seen Dak's pregame dances?
Well, I've seen those. Do you consider that a hip thrust?
Well, I don't.
Well, why not? Maybe
no. It's kind of a strange dance to loosen up the hips.
Right, but he's thrusting the hips. Can you get a flag pregame?
Is he really thrusting or is he twisting? I mean,
that looks like a thrust to me.
Well, but
little sideways.
Well, I mean.
It's like, here I come, honey, around the corner,
right at you.
I mean,
I don't know. It just seems kind of stupid to me that you're going to throw a flag on a guy celebrating in the end zone.
Well, I think that it's the mimicking of a certain activity that Dak really isn't doing there, but in some of the touchdown celebrations, it is. Which, if you're on a dance floor at a club, that's one thing, but in front of a TV audience where grandma or some 6-year-old is watching.
Oh, please.
And now we're getting definitions from those commenting on the YouTube channel. Randall says a pump is faster than a thrust.
Okay. Well, so thrust is just a little deeper.
I think you hold it a little bit longer.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. I see there is a difference.
Well,
he's
it's clearly a judgment call by the referee.
So if it's a thrust, it's all right because the official went over and said no pumping.
Correct.
If he pumps one more time,
yes,
but a thrust, I guess, is okay. So if he just holds it a little longer,
again, it's sure.
But I mean, right? So all he needs to do is just hang on a little. Just hold it there a second.
Well, yes, yes, sure.
Now, see, everybody's agreeing on this because on our text line, 9407 says a pump is back and forth, a thrust is one time. So, and then 5108 says 3 inches is hell at 90 miles an hour. And this is true.
Oh,
a lot of compliments on my bend. Dude, what? It's a no fun league. Let the man thrust. If he scores a touchdown, He can pump. He can thrust. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, but there's a limited number of pumps or thrusts that you're allowed to have before you draw a flag.
So grandma's sitting at home counting 1, 2.
That's why the TV director moved away from it. He didn't know what he was going to see next. And he didn't want to. If you're picking up kids from school today, this is educational.
Yes, it is. And then for the guy to move, all the stuff that we see on TV these days, and that's offensive.
He didn't get a flag. He got a warning.
A warning.
No more pumping. One more pump and you get a flag.
Well,
at least now you know the limit. Isn't that what you want from your officials?
Now I
Where
want
do you
to
draw
see
the line?
the Detroit football game, because I hope this young man catches another one. And we'll see if he thrusts.
Well, and see, now we're getting questions that we can't answer. 9284 wants to know if they can twerk.
Yes.
I don't know if that's part of the rules. 3244 wants to know if 5108, how does he know about 3 inches at 90 miles an hour? I mean, maybe you guys need to meet up at the Roo Pub and discuss.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like we've started a little chat room here.
I don't want any part of that.
The pumping thrusting chat.
Stephen at Jones.
Woman who likes to be double fisted in a different way, I think.
Pledge.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
offended.
Because I was talking over that. We need to hear that one more time.
And to another woman who likes to be double fisted in a different way, I think.
Who said that?
It was in Philadelphia. It was a TV reporter talking to the traffic reporter, throwing it over to the weather person, and they had 2 different remotes in their hands. Because when you're doing the weather and the TV, they're changing things with those remotes.
So she was double fisted.
Yes, and they each hold 2 remotes.
I understood exactly what she meant.
Oh, did you?
Well, of course, you guys.
That's everything that you heard.
That's why I'm okay with the thrusting or pumping that is happening in Detroit.
Because you like multiple remotes?
No, because my brain, I'm not a 3-year-old like you and Pledge.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hump day.
And we're now 3.
Yeah.
Stephen Jones joins us coming up in about 20 minutes. He'll be here at 4:30. I'm telling all these guys, they go meet over at the Roo Pub. Whatever your discussion is, take it there, because if there's a big game, and there is a big game tonight, the Roo Pub is the place to go watch the game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. And the food at the Roo is fantastic. They've got the best and biggest wings in town. About 15 different burgers on the menu, including the great Wemby burger. I love the fried shrimp over there. Their chicken sandwiches are great. The salads, the wraps, everything, the appetizers. And that kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with a full menu available. The Roo Pub has happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub, next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Jets at 2:30 p.m.
Deep down the right side. Oh, it's caught at the 45, 40, Pollard, 20, 10, Pollard. Good night, nurse.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy, and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the H-E-B in McCreeless Market, located at 4100 South New Braunfels Avenue in San Antonio from 9 a.m. to 12 noon on Saturday, September 23rd. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate tour presented by H-E-B.
Hey, I want to tell you about my good friends over at Parkhurst New Vision. I've become friends with them, and I can say that because I trusted them with my eye. That's right. I had lens replacement surgery about 2 months ago in my right eye because I was tired of the readers, tired of dragging those things around, couldn't read a menu at a restaurant, couldn't read a magazine. It was horrible. That was then, this is now. I don't need them at all. In fact, I've given all my readers away or thrown them away because I don't need them. I see better now than I've seen in 30 years. You can have the same results with Parkhurst New Vision. Give them a call at 210-585-2020. You can also check them out online at sanantoniolasik.com. They offer a variety of services at Parkhurst New Vision, like the lens replacement surgery I had. They also do LASIK, and by the way, they were voted best LASIK in San Antonio, and they do cataract surgery, all of which are going to change the way you see the world. Look, give them a call. You got nothing to lose. Go in there, ask any questions you want, visit with them. They'll answer them all. It's a great place. Parkhurst New Vision. Give them a call, 210-585-2020.
Howdy, Bobby Jenkins of ABC Home and Commercial Services. Trees can be one of your landscape's most valuable elements, and keeping them healthy is always money well spent. ABC's veteran tree staff is manned by ISA and Oak Wilt certified arborists, and we provide tree trimming, tree care, and tree fertilization services. Plus, if you're ever concerned about tree damage from wind or storms, give our specialists a call for a free evaluation. ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
ABC Home and Commercial Services.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models, big way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Hey guys, do you know what makes Revive Men's Health San Antonio different? You. Every Revive treatment and medication is personalized just for you. Revive has the experts that guys go to when their current treatment isn't working. They have a complicated medical condition, or they're just not happy with their daily performance. Since 2011, they've helped thousands of local men suffering with the symptoms of low T and ED. Their goal is simple: to get to the bottom of your issues and fix them. Your best performance requires more than generic ED medications or a low-dose testosterone booster at a low-ball price like you find online. Revive medications are custom compounded, affordable, and guaranteed to resolve your issues. Stop dealing with the symptoms of low T or ED. Book your free T-check and exam and save $199 today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit us at revivemenshealth.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
It's Raymond in Austin. We're back on All-Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe. I'm Jason on Twitter, X, at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix.
X. I hate that. I mean, I don't know if I'm ever going to get over that. X.
It's still even like if you read so-and-so put on X formerly known as Twitter. Because they've officially changed their name. So I mean, at some point you'll get over it. At some point you need to get registered for our golf tournament. Go to sasportstar.com. Get signed up for the golf tournament. It's coming up October 2nd. Get your foursome in October 2nd. It's a Monday, couple weeks away. sasportstar.com. 419. Stephen Jones in about 10 minutes.
Looking forward to that.
I am too. And what I love about it is, Stephen Jones is a very busy man.
Yep.
And if he has, and I know this about the guy, every minute of his day is scheduled.
It is.
And if he has one meeting that goes long, everything is screwed up for the rest of the day, which is a daily occurrence.
Uh-huh.
And so a lot of times, we're on the schedule for 4:30. But we'll get a, hey, can we do 4:40? Can we do 5:15? Or, he got done with the meeting early, which rarely happens. Can he go earlier or something?
Sure.
I so far, we're 10 minutes away.
We're on time.
On time.
Steven loves us. Are you
He
kidding
does.
me? Come
He
on.
does.
He loves us.
He does. He got a call earlier, just making sure everything was good.
That's right.
They called. We're still good for 4:30. Yep. Emailed yesterday. Today's still good.
Everything's good.
We're not going to punt on Stephen Jones.
And by the way, this is the first of many.
Yes,
with
every
Stephen Jones.
every Thursday
Every
at 4:30.
Thursday. Yeah.
Planned.
So it's all good. So any questions that arise or anything that happens, you want front office info, we go right to the man.
Like Zach Martin showing up on the injury report today, limited in practice with a growing injury.
Yes. And Brandon Cooks, what is his status? That's another one we're going to ask about. And there's all kinds of stuff to talk to Stephen about today. So I'm looking forward to visiting with Stephen Jones.
Now, coming off the Giants win, 40-0.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you got to really get down to the nitpicking time to find flaws in the Cowboys game the other night. When you look at this Jets defense and we look at the Cowboys defense, both of them are great. Both have a chance to be at the tops of all the standings when the season is over. This is not going to be an easy game offensively for that Cowboys offense, especially if you don't have a Tyler Smith, especially if Zach Martin is limited or for whatever reason doesn't play. If Brandon Cooks isn't there, good Lord, the tight end needs to finally do something. He didn't do crap last week.
It's one game
against the New York Giants.
He was a hell of a blocker.
But one of the things that the Cowboys have to do is take care of the football. And they did that against the New York Giants. And Mike McCarthy talked about ball security again today.
The priority to protect is number one. I mean, we just played in the game that, the turnover ratio was probably going to directly, clearly affect the outcome of the game. So you have to take that approach, not only in bad weather, but when you play, these defensive lines that you're seeing in today's game. I don't know if I've seen this much talent at that position. I think it's at an all-time high, and obviously with the rule changes and so forth and so forth. So you have to protect the ball against these defenses, and we're fortunate we get to practice against that style of defense each and every day because, the ability to create pressure up front, vision to the football, the technique of taking the ball away, that's such a big part of having success in the league. When you look at turnovers, the number one takeaway is quarterback hits and fumbles. So, I mean, that's always been number one. So that's something we spend a lot of time in protecting the passer. Our protection meetings and what we're asking our guys is more than they've done in the past, and they've done a great job of it, doing the work in the offseason and training camp. So that's all part into the development of quarterback, because if you're going to really train your quarterback in footwork and in time clocks of the passing game and so forth, it starts with protection, and not just pass protection, but taking care of the ball and playing and really those competitive throws, windows throws, and all that. That's just the beauty of the teamwork, and that's why you need to go to training camp. That's why you need these practices, because those guys need to make those tight throws, from the pocket, out of the pocket. But it is all part of the growth of a quarterback.
And look, but both coaches are telling their quarterbacks the same thing. Take care of the football, especially with Dallas. Look, it's important every game. But this game, to me, Dak Prescott, Tony Pollard, name anybody that's going to handle the football, can't turn it over. That's the only thing that I can see looking at this game that it will cost the Cowboys this football game is turnovers. They can't do it, and they're going up against an opportunistic defense in the Jets. Don't turn the football over. You should leave that stadium 2-0.
You know, we talked earlier to Mike Greenberg. He was on the Blitz earlier. You can hear it on the audio vault, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds at sasportstar.com. And one of the things that I took out of is, noted Jets fan, national media type, talks to all those experts on either Get Up or on Greeny. He talked about last year, not a normal year for Dak Prescott. He doesn't look at Dak Prescott as a turnover-prone quarterback. Throw last year out the window. That's not Dak's MO. Where Zach Wilson is a turnover-prone kind of quarterback.
Sure.
But Dak does have to shake off the stink from last year. And if he could get through a fairly clean game against the New York Jets, I think that will go a long way to changing the entire offseason narrative.
Well, and it could. I just think this is going to be the game. He's got to take care of the football no matter what, and they walk out of there winners.
Stephen Jones joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Here's what's on tap tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's Thursday Night Football. The Vikings and Eagles battle it out beginning tonight at 6:30. Presented by Yingling Traditional Lager and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. I'm going to show you my 5 steps for making the perfect radio ad. This one's about innovation refunds and the ERC. First step, be relatable. As a small business owner, I know that filing for the ERC tax refund can feel complicated and confusing. Also, I like pizza and puppies. There, done. Step 2, cold hard info. The ERC, or Employee Retention Credit for long, is a tax credit for eligible businesses that kept employees on payroll in 2020 and 2021. So if you qualify, Innovation Refund's network of independent tax attorneys could help you claim it. Step 3, call to action. Go to innovationrefunds.com to get started. Step 4, the jingle I wrote myself. Actually, scratch that. Just go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS and go to step 5. Legal stuff.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece.
O'Reilly.
Do you need new wiper blades but aren't sure which ones are right for you? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. We'll show you the best options for your specific vehicle and even install your new wipers for free. And right now, save $10 per pair on Bosch Focus wiper blades, plus get 2 times O-Rewards points. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Football is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, has you covered. New customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Plus, all customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code OUTCOME. Bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets. That's code OUTCOME. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
If you're headed to the game at the Dome Friday, pregame with the Blitz at Matic McMurphy's, 420 East Houston Street.
Amazing specials and features from Carbach Brewing Company, Hopadillo, Love Street, and all your favorite Carbach beers.
Friday at Matic McMurphy's at 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. The Cowboys 1-0 on the season after a 40-0 win over the New York Giants in the opener. That had to make this a pretty good week around the Star, Stephen.
Well, I start with, once it all steps in, is that we're 1-0. Whether we won 7-6 or 40-0, you can't carry over points. So, and we had a lot of good things go our way. So, this team knows it. We've got a lot of work to do, a lot of wood to chop, and obviously it's great to see our team go out and perform at a high level. They put a lot of work into it. I was talking to our coach, McCarthy, and he said this Thanksgiving meal's been overcooked. We cooked it. So, it's one of those things where things went really well, but you also got to know that most NFL games don't go that way, and we've got a lot of work to do, and we know the Jets are going to come in here, and they've got a really good football team. I know they obviously had a disappointment with their quarterback in Rodgers, but we had something similar happen last year with Dak, although not for the year, but certainly Cooper Rush stepped up for last year, and I think he ran off 5 straight and played great for us, and we know we're getting ready to play a really good Jets team.
Stephen, when you look at that, and I know Cowboy fans had that game circled because everybody wanted to see that Jets game with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback against the Cowboys. And I don't know, as a fan of the game, Stephen, were you a little bit disappointed when Rodgers went down?
Well, there's no question. I mean, at the end of the day, what that story was for the NFL. Obviously, Hard Knocks documented it. What Aaron Rodgers, he and his Hall of Fame career meant to the NFL. And, coupling it with an up and coming Jets football team that is on the rise. It was a huge storyline for the NFL. So you hate to see that. And obviously you have some thoughts like, when we went out, I was going to miss the rest of the game. Me and my son were exchanging texts, and I go, well, maybe he'll miss the second game too. So it's always wanted an advantage, but no one wanted. No one in the NFL wants any player to miss.
Definitely not.
That situation can happen. We've been through it. A lot of teams have been through it, but that's unfortunate.
Stephen Jones joining us here on the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let's stay on the injury report. Let's call you Dr. Stephen here. Zach Martin shows up on the injury report today with a groin injury. Can you update him, Tyler Smith, and Brandon Cooks?
Well, right now, certainly Tyler's, missed the first game, and he's got some work to do, and we'll just see how that goes. I would characterize Zach's injury. We'll see. You never know till you go day to day, but it's more tightness than injury, but we'll see. And then obviously Cooks, had a sprain there during the Giants game, and he's the ultimate pro, and we still think, we're holding out a lot of hope he can play. And so we'll see how that goes. Obviously, Dono Wilson's still working his way back into the mix, as is Jordan Lewis. So those are all things that are part of our game. Every team, all 32, experience it. And that's why you carry 53 players and 16 practice squad members. It's I think Mike used a number we'll end up using, before this season's all said and done, 75 to 80 players will be active at one time or another. So that's why it's important to have depth on your roster, and we feel good about our roster.
Stephen, I've got to ask you, because I'm curious of your opinion. There's been a lot of talk, obviously, since that Aaron Rodgers injury about turf and real grass. I know some of your players talked about it today. What are your thoughts on that entire debate, and what do you think the NFL should do?
Well, I think it's, something we should always look at. It's player health and safety. I serve on the competition committee. It's that our number one priority is keeping our players healthy and safe. And but at the same time, I know it's debatable. I know we have these debates. Where is it minuscule in terms of where the injuries take place? I know Baltimore lost a great running back, and it was on grass. He tore his Achilles, but at the end of the day, in the competition committee, we've never seen data that would point to that it's a huge difference between playing on grass and playing on turf.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys every Thursday here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Always appreciate the time. Good luck Sunday against the Jets.
Take care, guys. Always great being on with you.
Appreciate it. Stephen Jones on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Headline coming out of that conversation for me is about Zach Martin. We'll see. More tightness than injury. That sounds better than.
Well, he was limited in practice today, so he did do some things. And I think he's probably got an ice pack on the old groin right now, and he's going to be. I think it'd take a lot to keep Zach Martin out of this football game on Sunday.
Well, he is a guy that just generally doesn't miss because of injuries, but more tightness than injury is certainly good. And for a guy that held out, wasn't there for the majority of training camp, didn't play in preseason. I know the guy stayed in shape. He showed up ready to go. But there is something, I think, to be said about not being in that football routine and going through all of those practices. And so, he's been back for a couple of weeks, had the one game, and is dealing with a little bit of tightness. And I can't help believe that holdout might have something to do with it. And thank goodness it's just tightness and nothing more than that.
Yeah, and obviously they're going to be cautious with him, but I expect him to be there. The other two guys, though, Brandon Cooks and Tyler Smith, sound a little bit more dire, if you will. And, Tyler Smith missing last week and hasn't practiced this week. So you haven't really seen that improvement. Now, there's still a couple of days to go, but I think Tyler Smith is probably I won't say he will miss it, but I mean, it looks like he might not be there and miss his second straight game.
You know, again, DNP's 2 days in a row. Now, when Mike McCarthy is on with Rob and Rudy tomorrow morning, as he is every Friday morning, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, not only are they going to get the breakfast tacos, but, you know, Mike is going to say, I mean, if he practices on Friday, maybe even on Saturday, he can play on Sunday. And that's the, you know, I don't want to say the beauty, but, you know, we watch these injury reports like Breece Hall limited with the knee injury for the New York Jets, both yesterday and today. They've got a couple of offensive linemen that have been limited in practice. But you see, you know, the NFL makes them put these things out. It's really hard to tell, really hard to guess until a coach actually rules them out. But when a Zach Martin pops up on there, you go, uh-oh. You know, you know, it's like Tyron Smith, you know, last week with his ankle. And he's on there again today, but he was a full participant. But because he was on the injury report, he's going to stay on the injury report.
You got to keep him on there. Again, I'm not worried about Tyron Smith. I'm really not worried about Zach Martin. I think he'll be there. But Tyler Smith and Brandon Cooks do concern me a little bit. And look, if Cooks is not there, it's just an opportunity for Michael Gallup to do something, and maybe Tolbert as well. So, look, those two guys, I think with what they did offensively last week, that offensive line held up pretty well. Different defense, better defense than they faced last week, but I think they'll be okay.
You know, I look at and I think about something that Steven just reminded all of us. And my guess is this is something that has been talked about in the Star Complex with Mike McCarthy and every position coach. Dak Prescott went out against Tampa Bay last year in the first game.
Right.
And we all thought, well, there goes the season. And Cooper Rush came in and he played well enough to get a bunch of wins.
He did.
And they designed a game plan that fit Cooper Rush, and they relied on the defense. The only loss that Cooper had was against the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are the Dallas Cowboys, are you not reminding everybody in the building about what the Cowboys faced last year and saying this is exactly what the Jets are looking at doing, and probably using us as an example? Last year, their starter went out, and they rode their defense, keeping the boat afloat until the starter came back. Now, obviously, Aaron Rodgers isn't coming back, but you can rely on that Jets defense, and if Zach Wilson doesn't screw things up, they're going to have a chance to win some football games like they did against the Buffalo Bills.
Look, Zach Wilson is with a new offensive coordinator this year. Obviously, Nathaniel Hackett was expecting to call plays for Aaron Rodgers. That's not going to happen. I think Hackett will simplify things tremendously for Zach Wilson. Obviously, it's going to be run heavy. They're going to try to run the football, but I don't think you're going to see him drop back and try to hit the deep ball a lot. And you got a guy in Garrett Wilson who showed last week he can make some sensational catches. You just get it somewhere in the vicinity, and that young man can simply go up and get it. So that's a valuable weapon to have as well. So I think you're going to see a simplified offense by the New York Jets. Run heavy, try to get that done, and some dinks and dunks to not get Zach Wilson in trouble and to try to get him to get that football out of there before young Micah Parsons is on top of it.
Well, I mean, and again, you think about both of these defenses, and we can say here, well, it's probably going to be a low-scoring game and watch it be some sort of crazy shootout, because that's what you end up seeing so often in the National Football League. Still, though, with this Cowboys defense going against Zach Wilson, the run defense is still the biggest concern.
Yep.
You know, Breece Hall being on the injury report with a knee, that doesn't. I mean,
he'll be there.
He's going to be.
He'll be there.
He's going to be just fine. Dalvin Cook is going to get better and better. I think this is all about the Cowboys, and really all about the Cowboys offense. And with no Aaron Rodgers, what a way to make another statement against another New York team, with Tony Romo calling the game on CBS, a guy that lost his job because of injury to Dak Prescott. It's crazy to think that Zach Wilson is in position to rewrite what was the biggest story of the NFL offseason with Aaron Rodgers. If he can come here and not get a win this week. But if he could keep the Jets rolling, you see how I did that?
Yeah, I did.
And end up being in the postseason. He could change the narrative because in reality, this is a kid that is going to get pooped on all over the place if the Jets suck, is the reason why they didn't live up to expectations.
Well, especially if he's turning the football over all over the place. And that's going to be it. Like, he's got to be smart. There was a couple of plays in that Buffalo game that you're just going, what are you doing? Get rid of the football. Don't do that. And those are the kind of boneheaded, mental mistakes that Zach Wilson is prone to make. That causes turnovers, that causes losses, and it disrupts everything. He's got to play smart, and he's let your playmakers make the plays. They're out there, just manage the game, get the football to those guys.
Grass versus turf. Interesting debate in the NFL. You heard what Stephen Jones just told us. Let's dive into that next on the Blitz. We'll take your calls as well. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you're shopping for a new vehicle, go see my friends at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira Ictonato complex. Easy for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira because I am a longtime Ancira customer, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. And Price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira Ictonato complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, presents
94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, Monday, October 2nd at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now for $120 per person or $400 per foursome. Plus, a hole-in-one shot for your chance at $50,000 or a $1,000 gift card. 94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America, Lone Star Chapter. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/primetime and use code PRIMETIME. That's code PRIMETIME at prizepicks.com/primetime for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are one of the boldest protein-packed and low-carb snacks out there. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, you'll want to stock up on Southern Recipe small batch at your local H-E-B. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds today. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous. Find your flavor at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Get yourself a Connecticut water system. I'm a huge fan of Connecticut water softeners. These things are quiet, efficient, reliable, and non-electric. But the best part is you'll save money when you own a Connecticut water softener. And I know, living in the hill country, you folks have some serious hard water that can cost you major money in cleaning supplies and wear and tear on your appliances. Plus, Connecticut water softeners are guaranteed to remove more impurities and perform with lower lifetime costs than any other softener on the market. market. Connecticut is a great choice for folks that are fed up with their old, junky water softeners. So, for the best water softener in the business and to save money, call Connecticut today.
This is Chris Knipple with Connecticut in San Antonio in the Hill Country. I'll let you try the Connecticut water softener for 90 days, absolutely free. Connecticut is simply the best water softener you can buy, and that's why we say it's the last water softener you'll ever own.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656 Pure Connecticut.
Here we go.
Here comes the Sandman,
Ladies and gentlemen.
Adam Sandler.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The I Missed You Tour.
Should we clap along? I'm gonna play guitar a little bit for you.
Adam Sandler, live.
Take him away!
AT&T Center, December 7th.
All right, let's lose that. I hate it. Sorry.
Get tickets this Friday at noon at Ticketmaster.com.
While interest rates are skyrocketing everywhere else, Diamonds Direct comes to the rescue. Now for a limited time, get 0% interest for 5 years on anything and everything. Now through October 1st, you get Diamonds Direct's incredible value price and spread your payments over 5 years with an unheard of interest rate of 0.0%. Nothing's held back. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets. At a time when you need it most, Diamonds Direct steps up for the best offer in the nation. Don't miss it. Get details, showroom hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. On Proof Credit.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
If you're headed to the game at the Dome Friday, pregame with the Blitz at Matic McMurphy's, 420 East Houston Street.
Amazing specials and features from Carbach Brewing Company, Hopadillo, Love Street, and all your favorite Carbach beers.
Friday at Matic McMurphy's at 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Macy's one-day sale starts tomorrow with great deals of the day on fall updates, like 40% off outfits for the office that work off the clock too, and 40 to 60% off shoes, handbags, and accessories to finish your look. And get 25 to 40% off your favorite beauty, skincare, and fragrances. Plus, get free shipping with any online purchase of $25 or more at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
This is Rudy J from R&R in the Morning. Join us tomorrow morning at 6 on your ride to work. Now, more with the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe, I'm Jason. Grass, turf. Grass, turf. I think it's probably universal. Most would prefer natural grass, but it's got to be a nice grass field. I mean, and if you're talking about the NFL, it's going to be a nice grass field. I've seen some high school stadiums where I think the parking lot actually might be a little bit nicer.
Yeah, some of those, you're exactly right. And it's natural grass. It depends, I guess. And, I know that some of these indoor stadiums have tried to bring in real grass, and it just doesn't seem to work out all that well. I don't know, man. The technology is such that I think turf is so much better. And Stephen Jones, when he joined us a few minutes ago here on the Blitz, basically said they haven't seen that much that would make one over the other. Although the players, again, both Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb today said they prefer grass.
Although Dak in his backyard has a turf field.
Yeah.
So and I think Stephen is right. And he is on the competition committee, so he sees all of that data. There's not a glaring, oh man, grass is so much better when you look at the data. And I said this on Monday. He just said it again. You look at Baltimore, they lost their running back on a grass field, yet everybody's going to talk about the Aaron Rodgers injury. If it wasn't a player of Aaron Rodgers' status, I don't know that we're having the discussion right now. But it's always any kind of situation like this. It's the who's involved, whether it becomes a rule change or a major injury, a lot of times it does have more to do with what player is actually involved. But, Micah Parsons said, hell, he'd just play on concrete. Dak Prescott said he's young. Now,
Yes.
Joe Burrow might be the smartest guy in the room when it comes to this conversation, because he was asked about that today, because everybody is getting asked about it today because of Aaron Rodgers. And Joe Burrow brought up something that I had not actually thought about. I hope those on the NFL competition committee have, but Joe Burrow would like to see a uniformity, a standard of artificial turf, because every field has something a little bit different. Now, according to the Players Association in this ProFootballTalk.com article, the kind of artificial surface that the Bengals have results in more lower body injuries. They're one of 6 playing fields that the NFLPA has identified as, you guys suck. Now, the Bengals disagree with the union stance and believe that their field is safe, but should there be a universal field so one company would get a contract, because not all field turf is created equally? Some are more expensive than others, whatever the case is, or at least a standard of field like they've got, with helmets and with shoulder pads and with everything else.
Yeah, but I think if you're going to do that, if you're going to have maybe you designate a field inspector, in every city that the NFL employs, perhaps, and they just go in and check and make sure that it's up to the standards, instead of having that one company go in and do everything. You can have standards the same with different companies, installing the turf. So maybe that's what the NFL needs to do, is just have that guy, if it's an official, if it's, just somebody that they employ that's an expert on turf. And then you've got, a description. It's got to have this much of that rubber pellet stuff, and the grass has to be this tall, or just stuff like that. But yeah, I think you can make it uniform, and I think that's a great suggestion by Joe Burrow.
Yeah, because each turf is different, and you look at some places, if they have thicker grass, they think that might slow you down, or don't mow it down quite a bit. I mean, everybody has their own little technique, or wherever they think they could get a home field advantage.
Yeah.
Although Burrow said over the last couple of years, studies have come out to show that how much safer grass fields are. Stephen Jones just told us on the Blitz a couple minutes ago that's not entirely true.
Well, I think it's something we should always look at. It's player health and safety. I serve on the competition committee. It's that our number one priority is keeping our players healthy and safe. And but at the same time, I know it's debatable. I know we have these debates. Where is it minuscule in terms of where the injuries take place? I know Baltimore lost a great running back, and it was on grass. He tore his Achilles, but at the end of the day, in the competition committee, we've never seen data that would point to that it's a huge difference between playing on grass and playing on turf.
And now, right now in 2023, and maybe even going back 10 years, I think he's absolutely right with the improvement that they've made in artificial turf. I don't think there's that big of a difference, although the players grow up and they hear it from everybody. The grass is better. Grass is better. And although they've played on grass, obviously, Dak Prescott, CD Lamb, they played on grass. So if that's what you prefer, that's what you prefer. But it's interesting that this debate, comes up when a guy like Aaron Rodgers, who, quite frankly, you'd have to show me how the turf at MetLife Stadium caused that injury to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, because it didn't look like his foot got hung.
No.
It didn't stick and wouldn't give, or at least it didn't appear that. I mean, if there was a little grab there, because there is times where we've seen somebody's foot just kind of just plant and stick.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. We've seen that. I didn't really see that. And, you and I were at that bowling event, so we didn't see it live. All we've seen are the replays, but he did. He got up. And then he realized, well, something isn't right. And he sat back down, which I've never blown my Achilles. I mean, knock on all the wood that I never do. this actual wood in here? I don't know what our counter is.
I don't know.
But it can't be an overly painful injury, right? I mean, the way he got up and walked, went, something doesn't feel right. It's gone, right? It's, like you see some guys like with an ACL, MCL, you turn your ankle and you thought they just got shot. Yeah. And they roll around for a little bit. You don't really see that with these Achilles injuries. Even with Dobbins on Sunday, against the Ravens, you just immediately know something ain't right and it's bad.
I don't want to find out whether it's painful or not, Jason. Okay.
You would have to actually do something athletically enough to find out.
Well, I do, and I could probably run circles around you, my friend. So
that's low bar, man.
Yeah, well, it is a low bar, but I get out there and do some
run
things
circles and blow your Achilles.
Exactly. I don't want to do that, but I don't want to find out, especially, guys our age, you think they're already talking about Aaron Rodgers, not even 40 years old, going to have a hard time. And of course, he's playing professional football, but I don't want to spend a year rehabbing.
For however many millions he's making. I don't know. And again, we talked to Greeny earlier today, Mike Greenberg from ESPN's Get Up in the Greeny Show. He doesn't think that Rodgers is going to go out this way, but even Greeny doesn't know that he'll be able to return to MVP form, taking a year off at this point in his life, coming back from the injury. And that is a guy that was hoping amongst hope that Aaron Rodgers would be the guy that could lead the Jets to a Super Bowl. More of what Greeny had to say earlier today on the Blitz. We'll go over that, talk Cowboys and Jets right after SportsCenter here on the Blitz.
Your home for the Cowboys.
Touchdown all the way, runs it in for the touchdown.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, Stephen Jones told us, yes, Zach Martin is on the injury report, but it's more tightness in the groin than an injury. Wide receiver Brandon Cooks, however, not practicing yesterday or today. He's dealing with MCL issues. We've got football tonight right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Vikings taking on the Eagles. It all gets started at 6:30. And why are the Houston Rockets trying to trade Kevin Porter Jr.?
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Tomorrow we're live out at Maddie McMurphy's Irish Sports Bar downtown. Come hang out with us, pregame with us before UTSA plays host to Army.
And you can say goodbye to a great sports bar because it's going away.
Apparently this is their last weekend.
Yeah. So come on down and party with us, relive some memories if you've been down there. If not, make some new ones before the place shuts down.
Absolutely. The Blitz tomorrow, 2 to 6, we'll have lots of specials with our friends from Carbach Brewing Company, lots of prizes to give away, including some UTSA football tickets, I'm told.
Nice. So, of course, that's fantastic.
Absolutely. So you asked the question in your Sports Center. Why are the Rockets trying to trade away Kevin Porter? Well, why wouldn't they be?
Well, who's going to take him?
Well, that's the bigger question. I understand the Rockets trying to get rid of the guy. I'm curious who would accept the trade unless there's a whole lot to it, and that's what Sham Sharania tried to explain. Take Porter and we'll give you some of our picks. We got plenty.
Houston is actively engaged with multiple teams on a Kevin Porter Jr. trade. Sources tell me that the Rockets are incentivizing a potential deal with several second-round draft picks. And so this is really the business of basketball for other teams. This is essentially just the contract of Kevin Porter, which has $15.9 million guaranteed for next season, and then 3 years non-guaranteed. So the real interest for other teams would be the draft picks where this team gets the assets. But of course, you have to weigh the optics of trading for someone who has multiple charges, including felony assault after the alleged attack on his girlfriend. And so you have to weigh the optics of trading and then likely waiving Porter. For Houston, their goal is to get a player in that can help them immediately, can play immediately. The other side is just getting the assets and also the financial relief that comes with trading for Porter. And so if you wait for the league suspension, you get a reduction on Porter's contract in terms of what goes up against your team's financial books versus being on the hook for that $16 million if he's waived right now. Whichever way this goes, Kevin Porter Jr. is nearing the end of his tenure, most likely in Houston and possibly in the NBA.
Look, I don't know the salary gymnastics, and I know Shams did a pretty good job of explaining that there. But this guy broke his girlfriend's neck, basically, or a couple of vertebrae. Yeah. A couple of vertebrae in her neck. And I don't know what it would cost you, but just the optics, though, we're trying to trade Kevin Porter Jr. Well, nobody, any team in this league that trades for Kevin, and I don't care what Houston is, what kind of carrot they're throwing out there for this guy. He just needs to be done, gone. This guy's going to prison, most likely.
Well, and I wonder if you're Houston, like today you're on the hook for his salary. But what's the conduct policy say if as far as guaranteed money goes? If you end up doing any jail time. Now, granted, he's only accused at this point.
Right.
And so if he has a good lawyer, maybe he doesn't face any kind of conviction, but he is going to face some sort of suspension, which is going to reduce salary. I just, Houston, do you not pay attention to what we do in San Antonio? We literally waived a first-round pick in Joshua Primo, like waived him.
Because his shorts were too small.
Well, and again, optics are what they are. You're blaming the shorts, huh?
Well, I'm just saying.
What are you, his agent?
I'm just saying.
It wasn't his fault. The shorts
were
weren't
too
big
small.
Enough. Yeah, that's what it was. But they just waived him. Now maybe behind the scenes they tried to trade him and they realized they couldn't, but they waived him. A first-round pick, right? They didn't apparently call around the league and try to incentivize with some second-round. They just cut the guy.
That's what I mean. I mean, just the optics of the Rockets are trying to trade. I just can't imagine that phone call. Somebody from the Rockets, hey, Pop, we'd like to trade Kevin Porter Jr. and to sweeten the deal, we're going to throw in a couple 2 or 3 second-round draft picks. Are you biting it? He makes $16 million.
That's chump change.
I can't even imagine that phone call.
And again, I don't know. Does he just call Sam Presti? Because Presti will do anything for a pick. I mean, that guy will do anything for second-round picks. If they offered a first-round pick, I could almost see that. But hearing Shams say second-round picks, and again, I don't blame the Rockets for trying to get something for a player that eventually they're just flat going to waive.
Look, and the guy that may never play again. I mean, he may never play another minute in the NBA or anywhere else for that matter. And look, the Rockets, the NBA, everybody's got to be investigating this. The police certainly are, I know. But I mean, look, from the reports, this was a pretty violent act. Now, again, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because we are innocent until proven guilty. But if this holds and what they are claiming or accusing him of doing actually is true, this guy doesn't belong in the NBA or anywhere else.
If he gets convicted, there's significant, seemingly jail time with this. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. College football this weekend, when you look at the overall schedule, it's one of those, all right, kind of Saturdays, right?
Yeah, one of those.
All of a sudden now, Colorado State is more interesting than it was. Now, obviously, game day is going there. Everybody's going there to see Deion Sanders. Jay Norvell is the head coach of the Colorado State Rams, and he's making a lot of headlines today for comments he made yesterday on his coach's show that make me think Deion is going to try to score 100 in this game.
Excited. Our kids are really, we had to do a bunch of ESPN videos, and it was great. I loved it. But our kids came out of those videos really with a chip on their shoulder. They're tired of all that stuff. They really are tired of it. And I sat on with ESPN today, and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat off and I took my glasses off, and I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me.
Well, it was 22.5. Now they just flashed it up on our monitor here. It's 23. That's the spread. Colorado's favored by 23. I'm giving the point.
Yeah.
I'm taking Colorado minus 23.
I saw that and tweeted earlier. Colorado's going to score 80. I don't know. Maybe they go for 100. Dion is going to run up the score. Deion Sanders Jr. tweeted out they're going to get Ralphie running out with a hat and shades on. Deion Sanders has now responded.
Sir, I'm minding my own business, watching some film, trying to get ready, trying to get out here and be the best coach I could be. And I look up and I read some bull junk that Dan said about us. Talk to us. Once again, why would you want to talk about us when we don't talk about nobody? All we do is go out here, work our butts off, and do our job on Saturday. But when they give us ammunition, they done messed around and made it what? It was just going to be a good game. They done messed around and made it personal. It was going to be a great test, a battle of Colorado, but they done messed around and made it personal.
I love it. And he is a king of using stuff like that to motivate his team. I think it's brilliant. And Colorado State, I mean, it could get really embarrassing for you.
I hope. I mean, Dion is going to run up the score.
He's certainly going to try. He'll do everything he can to get that done. No question about it.
Colorado State's not a very good football team.
Not at all.
They've played one game this year, and they got destroyed by Cam Ward and the Washington State Cougars. Now, Wazoo's got a pretty decent team. You know, they beat Colorado State pretty handily. They got a big win against Wisconsin last week. But they gave up 50 to Cam Ward. Shedeur Sanders, how much is he going to score this weekend?
It's going to be ugly. And Jeff, I'm okay with a little trash talk every now and then, but I don't care if you're tired. Your team will never be interviewed by ESPN again this year. They won't.
No.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it. And they're not. And he comes out instead is complaining about it. I mean, come on, just enjoy the fact that, you know what, you're going to get some national attention for your program because you're playing Colorado. Who cares? You're going to get national attention. Enjoy it and go with it.
And he said it during his coach's show on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, you know, there was some applause there. And I imagine if you're a Colorado State type, you're tired of hearing about all the attention going Buff way. He's playing to an audience. But that was dumb.
Extremely.
That was dumb.
Extremely.
On the part of Jay Norvell, the head coach at Colorado State. Although I will say this. Did anybody know who the head coach at Colorado State was before today?
No.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying. Enjoy it, coach.
Now we all think you're an idiot.
Yeah, well, I don't think we think. We kind of know.
If I'm Deion Sanders after I win that game 114-0, when I go shake my hand, I take my glasses off, look them in the eye, and
I'm not. I'm leaving my hat on and my glasses. And say, just you drink it all in, buddy. Stomped.
John McClain joins us next as the Texans have a winnable game.
Huh?
Nah, Colts are going to win this game. We'll talk about it with John McClain next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, I tell you what, we were talking about Kevin Porter Jr. A few minutes ago. He needs a good attorney. If you are in that situation or accused of any crime for that matter, you need good representation. Let me tell you about the LaHood Norton Law Group. It's made up of former prosecutors turned criminal defense attorneys that can help you be a step ahead of your legal program. Now, look, the LaHood Norton Law Group is led by Nico LaHood. I've known Nico LaHood for a long, long time. And the one thing I know about this guy is he is a fighter. He will fight. If you're on his side, he's on your side, he's going to fight. You can't have anybody better if you've been accused of a crime. With the LaHood Norton Law Group, you're going to get honest, aggressive, trusting, expert, and fearless representation. Look, they've got nearly a century of combined experience. If you need legal help, you need the LaHood Norton Law Group on your side. The team at LaHood Norton Law Group is your best defense. In fact, they can be your legal bodyguards. Call for a free consultation. The phone number, 210-797-7700. That's 210-797-7700. Look, the sooner you make that call after you've been accused, the better. So call the LaHood Norton Law Group, 210-797-7700, or online at lahoodnorton.com.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Jets at 2:30 p.m.
Deep down the right side. Oh, it's caught at the 45, 40, Pollard, 20, 10, Pollard. Good night, nurse.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Macy's one-day sale starts tomorrow with great deals of the day on fall updates, like 40% off outfits for the office that work off the clock too, and 40 to 60% off shoes, handbags, and accessories to finish your look. And get 25 to 40% off your favorite beauty, skincare, and fragrances. Plus, get free shipping with any online purchase of $25 or more at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
$10 says your local Staples now accepts Amazon returns. $10 says you can make those returns at Staples 7 days a week. $10 says you'll get in and out fast and easy. $10 says when you make an Amazon return at Staples, you'll get $10 off your Staples purchase of $30 or more. $10 says it's pretty cool to get $10 to spend on something you want just for returning something you don't. $10 says Staples will be your new favorite place for Amazon returns. $10 says you knew I was going to say $10 says. Offer good in store only. Exclusions apply.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters, has a smoking hot deal. Purchase any Mother's Window Tint, car stereo, remote start, or car alarm and get a 1 month free membership to the CFL Smoke Shop's private Amsterdam Club, located next to Mother's on 281 North. Enjoy your gummies in comfort while you get your windows tinted with any one of our high-quality, fully guaranteed films to stop the blazing hot summer sun from burning up you and your car's interior. MothersWindowTint.com with stores in San Antonio and Austin. Follow us on Facebook. Add a professional layer of security to your car with our remote start car alarm combo. Make your car go thump, thump, thump. Mother thump with one of our subwoofers, stereos, backup cameras, name brands, and expert installation. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocation, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the H-E-B located at 850 FM 1103 in Cibolo from 9 a.m. to 12 noon on Sunday, September 24th. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate tour presented by H-E-B.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. We recently settled a wrongful death case in a commercial vehicle accident for $5 million. Net to clients was $2.8 million. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
If you're heading to the Dome Friday night for the college football game, before you get there, pregame with the Blitz Friday from Maddie McMurphy's down on Houston Street as we say goodbye to this Texas icon.
Yeah, join us for the show, but then hang around for the amazing specials and features from Carbach Brewing Company, Hopadillo, Love Street, all your favorite Carbach beers.
That's the Blitz Friday before the game at Maddie McMurphy's downtown on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, Friday on R&R in the morning. RJ Ochoa stops by for his weekly. Of course, we're talking with head coach Mike McCarthy. We're getting you ready for every one of the football games, starting with Army UTSA. There's not enough time for a 4-hour show. Now back to the Blitz, Jason and Joe. I'm upset I'm not this golden tea thing. I'm an expert. You get me greased up with some pizza grease, I can win this thing, baby.
Rob, you might blow out a knee, buddy.
Dude. I'm more worried about his elbow with golden tea, but he probably would lose a knee in the process. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. John McClain joining us now on the Buyers Barricades at guest line. The Texans with a winnable game this week against the Colts, John?
They went from 1.5 point favorite to 1 point underdog.
Well, they're so banged up,
people
John.
betting on the. Well, they are, but I don't think that's got anything to do with it. I'll tell you what. Something I found out here. You guys should have known. First of all, I can't remember who the genius was that said the Cowboys going to have one of the all-time great defenses, and even mentioned doomsday in the same sentence.
Mm-hmm.
But all I know at this point of the season, the Cowboys and the Longhorns are back, baby. Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl. Longhorns going to win the national championship. If you don't believe it, just ask their fans.
You know,
Texas is back, folks.
John, where did you happy hour at today?
No, it's what I've been smoking. You know, it's legal now.
Yeah, not in Texas. Well,
it's a gray area.
Yeah.
John, I have to sit across from a Cowboy.
Purposes only.
Yeah, I have to sit across from one of those fans every day. So I hear it. I understand what you're saying.
They're back. I love it. And you know what? The Cowboys should get universal praise for that great performance. The Longhorns should get universal praise from that performance. But the season's not over right now. As far as the Texans, I picked them to lose 31-13. He got beat 25-9, and it went about the way I expected, except the defense was better than I thought. The run defense was better than I thought. Will Anderson was terrific. 1 sack, 6 pressures, 2 hits, 6 tackles, and forced turnover when he hit the quarterback. And so the defense was improved. What they had problems on. And it's not just the first-time quarterbacks, first-time head coach, first-time offensive coordinator and play caller. So they burned all their timeouts in the first half with 8:14 left, and that's something they worked on in practice this week. Getting out of the huddle, getting the play call, get to the line of scrimmage in case you want to make changes. And I thought C.J. Stroud's performance was very encouraging. Second among the top 3 quarterbacks behind Anthony Richardson and ahead of Bryce Young. And what the Texans and their new coordinator, Bobby Slowick, need to do, they need to run the ball more. Dameon Pierce, to me, is their key offensive player. He's got to get the ball at least 20 times, not 11 times.
You know, John, and I think about that, and I think you're right. I said earlier in the week, the Texans defense has already taken on the personality of their head coach. You could tell that. I expected that maybe not this soon, but watching some of that Colts-Jags game, the Colts offense with everything that we talked about in the offseason with them, they looked pretty good, including their running back, not named Jonathan Taylor, the way they were throwing the ball, the way they were using their rookie quarterback, which is why I wonder if this week the Texans don't get that first win in the battle of rookie quarterbacks.
It's going to be the first of many battles between these quarterbacks, first of many battles between these first-time head coaches, D'Amico Ryans and Shane Steichen. The Texans had interviewed Steichen, liked him a lot. Everybody wanted to interview D'Amico Ryans. He only chose to interview with two. So there's a buzz here among the fans because they're so fired up. And even though they got beat 25-9 at Baltimore, who I picked to win the Super Bowl last week, I saw some signs that I liked. You have hope here. Last year they had no hope because the offense was pathetic. One of the worst, maybe the worst I've ever seen in Texans history. The year before they were so discombobulated when they started their total rebuild, tore it down to the foundation. They didn't have the players. Well, they got a lot of injuries right now, and their problem is the offensive line. They're on their third center, their third left guard, their third right tackle, and the center and the left guard won't be back. They're gone. So for the season on IR, the center and the right tackle should be back. So right now, they're starting Laramie Tunsil at left tackle, and he had 2 penalties. And their right guard, Shaq Mason, who they acquired in a trade from Tampa, he was terrible in pass protection, allowed 4 pressures, and then they started a rookie center, Jarrett Patterson, a 6th-round pick, who was supposed to be a guard, and he played well. They didn't have any problems with exchanges, and that's the first time he'd done it. Josh Jones, acquired in a trade with Arizona, played left guard for the first time, had to switch to right tackle. That would have been 4 right tackles when George Fant went out. Fant wasn't even on the roster when they started training camp. So I've never seen them have this many issues that went so deep into the depth as well as the starters. And that's why Stroud's got to get rid of the ball fast. He's going to be throwing on the run a lot. And he was accurate. He didn't throw into any coverage. He didn't look like he panicked. One thing he needs to learn more than anything, and I felt bad for him because several times they left Jadeveon Clowney unblocked, is to get rid of the ball, throw it in the stands, don't take sacks that average almost 10 yards. He had 5 sacks, averaged 9.7 yards per sack. But one time he couldn't even set himself because Clowney came flying across the line. Another guy got the sack. But that's what they're going to be facing when you have a makeshift offensive line with some guys who probably should be on a practice squad.
Yeah, no doubt. And rookie quarterbacks, I mean, that seems to be the hardest lesson to learn is getting rid of the football. John, I've got to ask you your opinion on this whole debate that's going on now since Aaron Rodgers got hurt the other night. Turf or natural grass? Where do you stand on that?
Well, first of all, I felt bad for J.K. Dobbins, the Texan who played at Ohio State, came back from a torn ACL. He blew out his Achilles on grass at M&T Bank Stadium against the Texans. Nobody has brought it up because it doesn't fit their agenda of talking about how bad artificial turf is. I watched Rodgers. I watched it like everybody else, slow motion 50 times. Grass, I don't think had any, the artificial surface, I don't think had anything to do with what happened to him. And it's just amazing how nobody mentions Dobbins on the same day. And Roger Goodell was on with Stephen A. Smith, and he said, we trust the scientists. And he said a lot of guys like the artificial surfaces, and artificial surfaces today are very sophisticated. And he pointed out a lot of guys like it because it makes them faster. So probably the wide receivers and the cornerbacks and the people that got to run a lot. So I think it's unrealistic for every stadium to be grass because when you get into the winter, you got to tear them up. You got to replace them a lot. I remember back when they all were grass, some of those surfaces, they were mud. I remember in Cleveland Stadium, old Cleveland Stadium, they couldn't get the grass, and they put cat litter on all the places where the grass died, so it looked good high up from the TV cameras. And when you went down there at the end of the game to go on the sideline, the media, your shoes and your cuffs on your pants were all cat litter was all over it. Players' uniforms had cat litter all over it. But up high, it looked like, man, that grass looks good. Well, it did. It's just a good thing there weren't like 1,000 cats around there.
Was it at least unscented cat litter? John,
I can't remember that so long ago.
John, I think about it when NRG opened as Reliant, they were bringing in grass in the parking lot and put it in. Then they did away with that and went with an artificial surface. I'm trying to think back. You probably remember better, but their reasoning for going away from the natural grass that they were trying to go indoors, because if I remember correctly, they would bring it in on pallets and then try to get it to sew together, and that wasn't necessarily the best idea.
No, it was not. Once Davion Clowney, as a rookie in 2014, his foot went between the pallets, and he had microfracture knee surgery and 2 other operations. It's amazing to me he's still playing as effective as he is, because a lot of people thought his career was over before it started. They switched that out. And D'Amico Ryan sued him when he suffered a torn Achilles tendon there. And I think he got a settlement. People are like, well, the Texans are not going to hire him. He sued him. Well, he sued the stadium. And of course, they weren't going to let that stand in the way. But I think back to the old AstroTurf. I remember being at Texas Stadium in late August, last preseason game, Oilers and the Cowboys, and they had a thermometer down there that would show, like they do the altitude in Denver, that the surface would be like 140 degrees, and you almost had to put ice in your shoes to be able to walk on it. It was hard as rock. The surface they had here at the Dome and Veterans Stadium, the NFLPA filed a protest before every game when you had that old AstroTurf. And it's different today. They have these little black pellets that fly up when you run. It's so much more sophisticated. But there's always injuries in football, and just like J.K. Dobbins, they happen a lot on grass, just like they do on artificial surface.
And when it happens to Aaron Rodgers, sometimes it's who gets hurt. You get a new debate.
Exactly right.
You can read John McClain's columns at sportsradio610.com. Listen to the Utopia podcast. Always a pleasure. Follow John on Twitter at McClain_on_NFL. John, enjoy the football weekend. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
Jason and Joe, thank you guys very much, and you do the same.
John McClain on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. We'll talk some Cowboys, Jets coming up, and before 6 o'clock, we're going to give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. And it's one of those grilling type weekends because we've got football, tailgating, home gating. Make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market because that great meal does start with great meat. I know Pledge is on his way down to Houston. He went over to Tri-County. He got those seasoned beef fajitas because they are fantastic. And he ravaged the Pick 5 for $25 so he can go tailgate down in that Houston parking lot. You want to get some ribs, some beef ribs, some pork ribs, some baby backs, go over the Tri-County Meat Market. Those English crosscuts would be great at a tailgate. Tri-tips, picanha, sausage, their brisket burgers. Tri-County has everything you need with the quality you expect. And they always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Hebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
Here's what's on tap tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's Thursday Night Football. The Vikings and Eagles battle it out beginning tonight at 6:30. Presented by Yingling Traditional Lager and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS?
Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Hey, I love your outfit.
It's Stitch Fix. I'd like to thank my stylist for making me look amazing. She sends looks that work for me and my budget. She gets my fit just right. She turns me on to styles I never would have found on my own. Because of her, because of Stitch Fix, I have time to take care of everything else. They just make everything so easy. So thank you, Stitch Fix. My stylist just gets me, and they'll get you too. Stitch Fix. Take your style quiz today at stitchfix.com.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Okay, next time you're at the store, I dare you to not think about the unmistakable fresh, clean scent of Irish Spring. Yeah, you heard me. I want you to resist picturing a shower filled with those sensational Irish Spring suds. And if you succeed, well, you got what my gramps used to call resolutitude. Not a real word, but let's be honest, you're probably going to end up leaving with Irish Spring because of its irresistible scent and because you have zero resolutitude. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 6:45 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
Morning, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Good morning, Rob and Rudy.
Good morning. A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Boy, Mike McCarthy tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
On with the guys, Rob and Rudy, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. Did Rob get the taco order in?
I hope so.
I don't know if the taco guy's still a thing. I don't think El Volcan's a thing.
Now, we've been talking about it. I know McCarthy's expecting it.
Well, so is Terrence Steele.
Terrence
So
Steele.
is Dak Prescott. You win 40-0, you got breakfast tacos.
You got to have it.
But the guy that we were using might not be around anymore.
That's the rumor.
Well, they'll find somebody.
Is he still with us? Or is he just not with us?
Oh,
no, I
I don't know the full extent of it.
I think he's with us. But I don't know if it's kind of a pain. Rob was telling me
it's a pain. First off, I don't know if you guys realize, and credit Rob Thompson, we started doing this years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, since Mike McCarthy took over as head coach and decided he liked morning interviews as opposed to afternoon drive interviews. So for a while, when Rob was still doing the afternoon show, it was breakfast with the Blitz. We'd wake our ass up early to talk to Mike McCarthy, which I hated. But, that move on his part. So they won, and Rob's, in-laws are in Dallas. So he was up there, and he found a spot that has San Antonio-ish quality tacos. But more importantly, a guy that would wake up and make the tacos and take them over to the Star. That's really trying to get breakfast tacos in the Fort Knox with all the security, all the stuff to actually get tacos past the security guard.
Yep.
And into Mike McCarthy's hands. You don't understand the logistics that went into that. And then Rob paid for that out of his pocket. He would never let me chip in. That was kind of his thing. So, and then, then you're getting player requests for tacos. So it started off as about $20, got up to 50, got up to 80.
Yeah.
And now Rob's hoping they lose because, we only sent tacos when they won, right? And now more and more guys are onto the taco thing, but getting tacos, getting some guy basically to start making the tacos at 5:30 in the morning to get them made and then delivered to Frisco by 6:30. That's a challenge.
Well, it is a challenge, and it's not. I think Rob was saying that there's nothing right around there. I mean, you have to kind of go elsewhere, and it's a long drive, so it's tough to find somebody to do it. It's not like San Antonio where there's good taco places all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge.
And we're not sending them Dunkin' Donut tacos or whatever, right? I mean, so
Whataburger tacos are good.
But that Whataburger that's working every Friday. I mean, this guy was all in, but he got tickets, he met players,
wow.
And he would take up, swag from his restaurant, and all of a sudden, you see a picture of Ben DiNucci wearing the dude's t-shirt.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush is wearing his hat. Yeah, and it's like, all right. I mean, the guy got something out of it too.
Well, sure. So I don't know if maybe he isn't with us anymore.
Well, I can't imagine that guy, unless he priced himself out of Rob's range.
Could be.
Because it is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, just getting in. But if it's the same guy, you would think they know him.
He's got a routine at this point.
And the security guards there at the Star know him, and they figure, every Friday this dude's going to be rolling up with some tacos. Yeah, maybe he needs to grease the security guards with a couple of chorizo and eggs.
Well, I mean, I think everybody eats there. And the food's already good. So maybe.
If I'm a security guard, you hand me a couple of tacos and some hot sauce, you can go wherever the hell you want.
That explains why you're not Paul Blart, or why they don't have Paul Blart working at the Dallas Cowboys headquarters.
Maybe they
they got former special forces types as their security guards. You been up there? That ain't some just random mall security guy.
Which there's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
That's it.
Nothing wrong with it.
Sure,
you got to have those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm much happier seeing the security guy with a lot of keys as opposed to any kind of weapon.
Didn't Paul Blart solve a crime in the movie? He solved the crime. I mean, the dude was a genius.
Mike McCarthy on with Rob and Rudy tomorrow morning, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, and maybe he'll have a little more info on some of the injury updates. Stephen Jones earlier today on the Blitz gave us an update on Zach Martin showing up today on the injury report.
Well, right now, certainly Tyler's, missed the first game, and he's got some work to do, and we'll just see how that goes. I would characterize Zach's injury. We'll see. You never know till you go day to day, but it's more tightness than injury, but we'll see. And then obviously Cooks, had a sprain there during the Giants game, and he's the ultimate pro, and we still think, we're holding out a lot of hope he can play. And so we'll see how that goes. Obviously, Dono Wilson's still working his way back into the mix, as is Jordan Lewis. So those are all things that are part of our game. Every team, all 32, experience it. And that's why you carry 53 players and 16 practice squad members. It's I think Mike used a number we'll end up using, before this season's all said and done, 75 to 80 players will be active at one time or another. So that's why it's important to have depth on your roster, and we feel good about our roster.
Well, the problem is there isn't depth on that offensive line. That's the issue there. But I think Zach Martin's going to be fine. I don't think that's a problem. Tightness in the groin, he'll stretch that out, and he'll be just fine. He's got a nice bag on that right now, and so he's good. He'll be there. My concern is more Brandon Cooks and Tyler Smith. It didn't sound to me like Stephen was real confident in having those two guys Sunday afternoon.
I have Brandon Cooks on one of my fantasy teams.
So do I.
I've already benched him.
Yeah,
after we talked with Steven. I can always add him in if I see that he's.
You got a little inside information. Is that allowed?
Dude, he said it on the radio.
I'm just
wasn't
saying.
A text message.
It's a little inside info.
No, that's public knowledge at this point. And then I tweeted about it. Actually, no, I tweeted about Zach, not Brandon.
You didn't tweet about Brandon Cooks.
It would be inside information if he texted me, and then I made the adjustment on my roster and didn't tell anybody.
You mean there's people listening to us? I thought we were just sitting here talking.
That may be the case, but don't tell that to the boss.
No, please don't.
No.
Thank y'all for listening.
Now, earlier on the show, we had a great show today. Check the audio vault at SASportsStar.com, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds. Not only did we talk with Stephen Jones, but Greeny was on. Mike Greenberg from ESPN's Get Up, from Greeny, which you can hear here on 94.1 from 10 to noon. Noted Jets fan, right? So it's Greeny. Coming into this week, we expected Aaron Rodgers a bit of a letdown, but Greeny, even with a healthy Aaron Rodgers, sounded like he had already counted the game against the Cowboys for him as a loss.
This is about the worst possible scenario I could possibly imagine for the Jets to walk into, aside from the fact that this was sort of a game you penciled in as an L, most likely, regardless of what happened. The win Monday night against Buffalo, considering the circumstances, was really an amazing one and put the team in a position that if they still see themselves as a playoff team, they probably can afford to lose this, and that's good because they're probably going to.
God, well, I mean, they probably are now, for sure, but I look, Greeny being the fan of the New York Jets that he is, maybe he just doesn't know the history between the Cowboys and Aaron Rodgers. If Rodgers is in there, he owns the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, he's ruined many of Sundays. One of the other things that I thought was very interesting from Mike Greenberg, the offseason conversation about Dak and interceptions. Greeny is by no means a Dallas Cowboys fan.
No.
He's a national media type that grew up and lives in New York. And he's around all the other NFL insiders that ESPN employs, right? I think everybody that works for ESPN has in their contract, if Greeny calls you, go on his show, right? So he has access to everybody. Sure. I really thought his thoughts on Dak Prescott's in the interceptions last year was very interesting from his perspective.
Dak Prescott is not a turnover-prone player. I firmly believe last year was an aberration. Zach Wilson is a very turnover-prone player going up against a defense that is as good at taking the ball away as any team in the league is going to be all year. So I think that's a very, very unlikely scenario, but I think it is their chance of winning.
Wow. I think with that defense, with the playmakers they have, if Zach Wilson doesn't screw it up, the Jets are going to be in that game. Whether they can pull out a win or not remains to be seen. But if Zach Wilson starts throwing the football all over the place, then it's going to get ugly for the Jets.
Yeah. We'll have a lot more Cowboys-Jets talk tomorrow on the Blitz. We do have NFL football coming up tonight. You've got the Eagles. You've got the Vikings. You need to go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download the Underdog Fantasy app and get an entry in on tonight's game. Like, I've got Kirk Cousins higher than a half interception. Do I think he's going to throw a pick tonight? I do. They only have Jordan Addison for 3.5 receptions. I think he could end up with a solid game. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com and play the Pick'em game. I love playing this game because you're basically looking at projected stat lines and picking whether you think they're going to be higher or lower, and you can win real cash. You pick between 2 and 5 players to build your Pick'em entry. It is fantasy, but you can win real money, and it is legal in the state of Texas, and certainly a lot of fun. It will keep you interested until the very last play, depending on how your entry is looking. So go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to the website, UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Plus, new customers will have a mystery special pick live in their Pick'em lobby, which basically is going to be a player going higher than half a yard. So promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. So if you deposit $100, you're playing with $200. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR. Download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com.
The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, presents
94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, Monday, October 2nd at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now for $120 per person or $400 per foursome. Plus, a hole-in-one shot for your chance at $50,000 or a $1,000 gift card. 94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America, Lone Star Chapter. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
The weather is changing. In fact, we've got a good chance of rain, according to the forecast, this weekend. Well, it's been a long, hot summer, that's for sure. And that means it's been a long, hot summer for your roof. Look, if you suspect you've got a problem with your roof, or if you just want to get it checked out to make sure that everything is okay, you want to call Stevens Roofing. Look, the Texas sun can do all kinds of damage to that roof. And with rain in the forecast, make sure it's okay. You need a reliable roofer that can handle anything the Texas weather has to throw at it. Certainly, that's Stevens Roofing. They're online at stevensroofing.net, or you can give them a call at 210-785-0994. Whether you have a commercial project, it's your home, you want a metal roof, composition, whatever it is, they can handle the job. And Stevens Roofing is licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free. Look, you want to be sure that that roof is safe and secure. You want to do that with Stevens Roofing, your local roofer. 210-785-0994. Online at stevensroofing.net. Remember, they're saying, buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. 210-785-0994.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, kbb.com.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have a lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the Tin Cup Bar. It's the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of SA, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
It's football season and the Roo Pub is kicking off their 10-year anniversary party. Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch a game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College football, pro football, the games are on at the Roo. Aggie fans, every game will be on with sound. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Celebrating 10 years, the Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Here comes the Sandman.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Adam Sandler.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The I Missed You Tour.
Should we clap along? I'm going to play guitar a little bit for you.
Adam Sandler. Live.
Take him away.
AT&T Center, December 7th.
All right, let's lose that. I hate it. Sorry.
Get tickets this Friday at noon at Ticketmaster.com.
If you're heading to the Dome Friday night for the college football game, before you get there, pregame with the Blitz Friday from Maddie McMurphy's down on Houston Street as we say goodbye to this Texas icon.
Yeah, join us for the show, but then hang around for the amazing specials and features from Carbach Brewing Company, Hopadillo, Love Street, all your favorite Carbach beers.
That's the Blitz Friday before the game at Maddie McMurphy's downtown on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. In the short amount of time I have to talk to you, I want you to remember 2 things. First, if you or a family member is injured in an auto collision, remember, you need to call an attorney as soon as you can after the collision. I don't have enough time to tell you the many, many reasons why, but trust me, the earlier you contact an attorney, the better. Second, when you call is as important as who you call. I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've been representing people injured in motor vehicle and trucking collisions for 28 years. Each place their trust in me to do everything it takes to obtain a just and fair recovery and to get honest, trustworthy legal advice. You can trust me to do the same for you. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400 or at my website, alawyerforus.com.
This is Rob Thompson from R&R in the Morning. Join us tomorrow morning at 6 on your ride to work. Now more with the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe, I'm Jason. And on Thursday, we judge meat.
Yes, we do.
Grilling with the Blitz. Presented by Tri-County Meat Market.
We tell you every week when you grill, upload those great meat photos to the Grilling with the Blitz page at sasportstar.com. Scott did. He did some beef ribs and some jalapeno poppers on his pellet smoker. Displayed it nicely on the cutting board outside. It looks fantastic.
I tell you what, it was tough this week. There was a lot of good meat to judge. So congrats to Scott.
And I'm impressed with his bacon on those jalapeno poppers. That bacon looks like it was cooked to perfection.
Are you jealous?
A little bit.
All right.
And
good.
I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
Scott, congratulations. You win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market's Hebner Road location. If you do grilling this weekend, make sure you take pictures of that great meat and upload it at sasportstar.com.
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
It is time for What's on Tap, brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint. Go to the website, samsburgerjoint.com. You can see their entire calendar, get tickets, the menu, and they're busy out there all weekend as always. George Duke is on the stage tonight. Tomorrow night, Devotional, the Depeche Mode Experience.
Whoa.
Saturday, Mothership, featuring music of Led Zeppelin. And on next Wednesday, plan ahead, the Super Villains are out there.
Tonight out at Green Hall, Gabby Barrett says it's sold out, but you know you can always get tickets. How about Dwight Yoakam out at the Majestic Theater tonight? Charlene McComb's Empire Theater has Jacko Pierce celebrates 35 years with special guest Bob Schneider. sounds like a time out there, doesn't it? Wow, Jacko Pierce.
Uh-huh.
Who the hell is Jacko Pierce?
Mr.
I'm just
Pierce.
throwing it out there.
This is Jack.
Okay.
Pierce.
Yeah.
Jacko.
Yeah. Springfield Cardinals are in town taking on the San Antonio Missions.
On Friday night down at the Dome, UTSA and Army. Tomorrow night kickoff at 6, pregame with the Blitz out at Maddox McMurphy's Irish Sports Bar downtown on Houston. The Arctic Monkeys Friday night, they're playing at the Moody Center. Tenacious D is at Germania Insurance Amphitheater. And here locally, We Inertia, they are playing at Fitzgerald's. Full lineup. Some of our listeners tweeting in, they're in bands. We Inertia, go check them out Friday night out at Fitzgerald's.
No doubt about it. Now, I know you're going to be at this show, the Aztec Theater, Nothing More, Spirits 2023 North American Tour. Going to be a good one, shouldn't it be?
It's going to be a great one. And this is the title track of their brand new album. Nothing More is a San Antonio-based band.
Yeah.
A bunch of guys that went to Reagan and San Antonio Christian. I'm good friends with the guitar player Mark, Johnny Hawkins, the lead singer. They put on a hell of a show. This is a big-time rock band playing a hometown show. Go check them out.
Yeah, go
it's
check
gonna
them
be
out.
Fun time on Saturday night out at the Aztec.
No doubt about it. Lone Star Live in concert with Small Town Habit. That's out at the Charlene McComb's Empire Theater Saturday night. Ian Munsick at Floor's Country Store. Jack Ingram is going to be out at Green Hall.
Sam's Burger Joint brings us what's on at tap. Sam'sBurgerJoint.com for all the tickets, all the information. A little bit later on tonight here on 94.1, you've got the Eagles and Vikings. Thursday night football presented by Yingling Traditional Lager. To get you ready for that one, extra innings with James Pledger next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Follow Jason at Jason Menace and Joe Reinagle at Joe Reinagle 210 on YouTube and always at sasportstar.com. sasportstar.com.
Hasta la vista, baby.
KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, Thursday night football tonight, Vikings and Eagles. It starts right here on your home for Thursday night football, San Antonio Sports Star. It all starts coming up in 30 minutes with the pregame show. Houston Rockets, they're trying to trade Kevin Porter Jr., who was recently arrested for a domestic violence charge. Wonder if there'll be any takers. We'll talk about it on Extra Innings.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans